as I begin recording. So, last session, you all enjoyed a bit of downtime here in Druvenholme. Arngrim and Sao Yun were given a tour of the Temple of Gundrim, home to the Dwarven Inventors Guild, to which both Arngrim and Sao Yun were very impressed, and they were also given a tour of the workshop. You also briefly met Brunma Sparkbeard, daughter of Grugnir Sparkbeard, the chief royal engineer. Arngrim began work on a set of grudge steel tools, which would enable the creation of Green Bane anti-goblin weaponry. Sao Yun began her research in the temple library. Meanwhile, Liska saw off her Streammiddle and Helmsworth militia, who, now a unified elite troop, renamed themselves as the Lakesmen. Now an elite fighting force ready to jump into action at Liska's beck and call. Liska also met Dravik Oltorva, a mountain folk who she had previously met in Lakesvale during Patricia's Vale. Here, now far more sober, he paid his respects to the fallen in battle. The two spoke of the smaller stories often lost in the grand epic tales of valorous battle and the desire to protect the younger races. He mentioned how he did what he could to help during the battle as well. And he then mentioned Vadmir and Astria's egg, which immediately aroused suspicion in Liska as he left. When asked about him, Vadmir thought nothing of her brief interaction with Dravik during Patricia's Vale back in Lakesvale. In the search for star metal, Vellum inquired as to any unique metals or strange occurrences from the skies recently, to which he was directed to an odd battle site south of Druvenholme. A number of scouts had discovered a legion of ogres had been burned and scorched, seeing a large shape descend from the skies past the mountains during the battle. Great streaks of glassed earth and ground were soon discovered after, the telltale signs of a dragon attack, specifically one that breathed fire. The ruby crystal-like streaks through the glassed earth were very strange indeed, a very strange sight, and a number of samples were taken for closer examination. Meanwhile, as everyone returned, Arngrim and Sao Yun began their mortar cannon project. With some long, exhausting nights, they presented their prototype to the elders of the Inventors Guild, demonstrated and explained its capabilities and potentials in battle. And while some of the older priests were unconvinced, eventually they got through to them. Thus, the path was laid for the use of the mortar cannon in the wider Silver Kingdom's future arsenal. This whole process of invention, refinement and reiteration took a number of days, a whole week, if one includes the creation of Arngrim's grudge steel tools. So, what we'll do is we'll sort of rewind time a bit during the days in Arngrim's and Sao Yun's marathon engineering trial. And as the days go on, Grunker, your mind wanders. Webby keeps you company.
He sure does.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, give me a second. Let me bring you back over.
Spoop up.
Bear with me for a moment while I get things ready.
We are bearing.
Grunker,
Yes.
Your night is filled with an uncomfortable sleep.
Oh no.
You toss and turn as your mind and memory veers back to the battle. You find yourself reliving the memory in third person, watching yourself arc over the heads of Grimlim's army. Blood soaring through the air in graceful arcs. Your spear impales one goblin through the head, and you vault over his body. And only to slam your shield into the face of an ogre, you see naught but fire in your eyes, which trails from the corners. You are a whirling dervish of serene and stoic fury. As you spin around and cut down 4 hobgoblins at once, there's a trail of fire from your swing. There we go. The skies grow dark with a fiery orange as you roar a deafening roar. The ground cracks beneath your feet, and a roiling firestorm burbles up beneath you. Flashes of imagery. The sound of battle cuts out as you come in and out of consciousness. No longer are you merely a deepling in fury. You see flashes of a roiling, towering humanoid inferno cleaving into greenskin hordes with a gargantuan axe. Like a reaper slicing through mere grain with a scythe. Your fiery blood fury threatens to engulf your senses. The sickness threatens to take over. Make your wisdom saving throw.
Let's see. That's not good. Great start.
Do you have inspiration?
No. I'm useless. Giving it to someone else, I'm assuming.
The enormous humanoid-shaped firestorm leaves a trail of scorched ground in its wake. Another flash. The golden fields engulfed in flames. Another flash. You, Grunker, laugh a crazed, bloodthirsty laugh. You are at the center of this firestorm. The heart of the inferno. The heart's fire. It's then that you suddenly awaken in your darkened room. The only light visible is the orange light from your heartfire crystal, which slowly dims back to its normal emerald greenish hue. Your bed is charred and burned.
Uh-oh.
It's lucky that your room is made from stone. You see scorch marks prominently across the ceiling, and the edges of your sheets curl up in cinders.
Oh, it's so tasty. Oh.
Webby is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no! Uh-oh. Webby? Hello. Where is everything? Hello? I'm just gonna get up from his ashen bed.
You look around. You hear the frightened skittering noise from behind a nearby stone dresser, which has been charred black.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, hello. Wait, oh, you okay, calm down. What the... Oh boy. This is, this isn't, I don't think this is normal. Yeah. Oh, you okay, Webby? What happened?
So you kind of reach out to him. He sort of skitters back a little bit.
Oh, don't worry, Webby. I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, it's not happening anymore.
Webby slowly and cautiously sort of reaches out a long, kind of spindly limb, kind of briefly taps against the back of your hand, trying to feel if this is really you.
I hope it's me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm on fire anymore.
Webby then up your shoulder.
Okay. How are my clothes, by the way?
They're charred,
Oh no.
a little bit burned.
Oh. What
Man,
time
he
is
had
it?
those fancy clothes.
Nah, they're in the fucking bag of holding. He's not touching those. Where's,
You gather perhaps late morning. It's difficult to tell in dwarven settlements.
Oh, I wish I had some moss. Oh, okay, well, you're just kind of look at his bed that looks like it was on fire. Yeah.
You can see the smouldering embers still kind of flickering out the sides.
Oh, well. Oh, I'm very thirsty.
To that point, go ahead.
Yeah, you're just gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna, go and get breakfast or something.
Okay. Make your way towards the door, and it's at that point that you sense a presence within you. It's been there since you became a flame soul, but it's slight. You've not paid much attention to it. But ever since your visit to the scorched earth, rumored to be the site of a dragon, or a dragon attack, it's been more noticeable now. You felt a connection to the area, not necessarily draconic in nature, but the element of fire that was present there.
We're gonna think for a little bit, and it's gonna go. Oh.
The presence listens intently.
Oh. So, oh boy, this is like, oh. This is something to do with, oh. Hang on. Can you tell, like a direction-ish, or is it just kind of like the room in general?
It's very close.
Oh.
You look down to your heartfire crystal and it's glowing.
Oh. Incendious, is that you?
I hear you, small drunker.
Oh boy. Hi, hello. What brings you to my head?
There's a long moment of pause. Before it seems to. How would I put this? It seems to kind of query you for a moment.
Awakening.
Awaken? I think I'm awake, or do you mean... Do you want me to use the blessing you gave me to make me more big or small? Would you want me to like go somewhere and do something?
There's a moment of a sort of a heated surge within the crystal.
Wow.
And it seems from what you can tell, the presence seems to have been simply have been awakened by your presence near this this dragon attack site. And you realise you've not spoken to this presence, despite all the time that it's resided in there.
Oh yeah, I guess I kind of haven't. I've been
And
lonely. I'm sorry.
You feel as though, or at least you get the sense from the crystal, that a simple reminder of its presence.
Oh.
And while this entity is a creature of few words, seems to speak through simple emotions would probably be the best way to describe it. There's flashes of that imagery, of that dream, in your mind once more. And you hear the voice.
Ask not who the fire burns. Ask how you can direct its fury.
Okay. How do I direct its fury?
There's a moment
great,
of
flames. Oh, great, fiery one.
There's a moment of focus within your mind as another kind of heated surge pulses through your body. It's not painful this time.
Oh.
It's more, you feel powerful.
Oh boy.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Not again.
Oh no, Webby's on your shoulder.
Oh no.
Run, Webby, run!
That's not good.
There's
boy.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, it's gonna be like, it's getting pretty hot, Webby. You should probably you can stand over. Yeah, stand over there for a little bit.
Skitters up to the nearby corner of the wall.
Okay, good.
And it's at that point that you feel another surge just thrust itself through your body. Your eyes burn alight, and you lash out towards a nearby vase, shattering it entirely.
Oh boy. Fuck you, vase. Fuck love. Oh, okay. It's getting real warm here. Oh shoot. Maybe going out isn't a good idea right now. Oh, okay. Grunkus is just gonna look at his hands, because like I assume did he hit the vase, or did he like shoot something at the vase?
You look down to your hands, and you can see what looks like faint trails of smoke.
Oh boy. Just kind of wave him a little bit. Hang on. Maybe I can like. Is there like another vase somewhere?
There's one kind of ornate-looking vase in the corner beneath the bedside table.
Okay. You're just gonna walk over to the vase. You can pick it up. Just gonna put it in like a corner of the room, like as far away from Webby as you can. And then it's gonna stand on like a bit away, like halfway in the room, and it's gonna like reach his hand towards it, and it's kind of like, okay, let's see if we can do that again. And he's gonna concentrate.
All right, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, brain. That's not very good. I just woke up.
As you
have inspiration.
No, I don't.
You want to borrow one?
Oh, I mean, if you're offering.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use mine much, and feels like probably need to stop setting everything on fire. So go for it.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. No.
I did all I could. Good day.
Yeah.
How?
My
I
brain-
would definitely
My brain no good.
recommend, because how do I direct a fire? Burn down your entire room. Okay.
Yay.
as
It's
you
stone, it's okay.
as you surge your hands forward, you watch as the fireplace, which seems to come alight.
Oh.
Sparks of embers kind of jump across the ground.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I was naming for that. Wait, hang on. Can I cast bonfire now? Never mind. Okay. I guess again, I just gonna watch the fire a little bit. Like, is it just burning? Like it's been burning for like hours, or is it like going, like, dying down again, or is it just full roaring?
It looks like it's just come alight, like it's been alive for hours, and it's slowly growing.
Oh no. It's hot in here already. Oh, actually, you know, Webby, maybe you should wait outside just in case. I think this is I think this is getting it. Oh, this might take a while. And we're just kind of like Webb's gonna run up to like the door, and we're just kind of like quickly open it, kind of like letting out a cat.
Yep.
And Webby's just kind of like scurry out, and it's kind of close it again. And Webby's just kind of like climb up above the doorway and just kind of hang there and wait.
So it's at that point that you are even more thankful that these rooms are made of stone and the doors are typically made out of metal.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I think the mail just got a little soft. Okay, that's not normal. Okay, this was stone is better. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that again. It's like, fire's already on. What else can happen? Just
All right.
try and like really concentrate. Like the deep breaths, just like just reach his hands out and just kind of like try and focus on. I don't know. The heat. Alright.
Make that wisdom save.
Oh boy. Let's see. I hope we can roll above like a 10 this
I
time.
believe in you.
That's above a 10.
So let's see, 13.
13.
Not bad. As you reach out your hands towards the fireplace, you try to mold the fire and try to stifle it. And you see the fireplace flicker for a moment, and it ceases growing.
Oh. Okay. Okay, buddy. Just calm down a little bit. It's really, really hot in here already. And just calm down. Calm down. Just go back. Yeah. I know. Just go back to sleep. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna let you up when it's night. Don't worry. Just calm down. This is very stressful.
And it's at that moment, as it dies down, you feel as though you have a grasp on it.
Oh.
And it attempts to push back. Make another wisdom save.
Oh, you cheeky fuck. I'm gonna slap you. That's not a slap. Slap myself.
As it starts growing once more and threatens to consume the entire fireplace.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Alright. I guess you're angry. Scared. Sweaty in here. Are there windows in this room?
There are no windows.
Underground.
You're underground.
I assume so.
There are no windows, but thankfully there is a chimney, which is doing a lot of work here.
That's good. Okay, it's getting a little hard to breathe in here. That's just I can hold my breath. All right, Mister. Now you're losing your temper. Just get calm down. Just, it's early in the morning. I understand you woke up on the wrong side of the coal.
A couple of embers.
That little fuck. Make me go over there and slap you. Just calm down. Hang on. Just. Oh, okay. Just,
Make another wisdom save.
Oh no. This is gonna be. Boy. Yep. Thought so. It's kind of funny actually. Oh boy.
I believe this is what we call a puberty.
Yeah, I believe this is called.
God, so many low rolls. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You made you're making the barbarian with a -1 wisdom mod roll wisdom save to control this. What do you think, Janet?
Yeah, barbarian's all about control.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty funny. I don't mind this.
So, what are you trying
I
to
just
do?
love the idea this room's gonna be as scorched as a fucking baking clay oven.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's it? Oh, so go ahead.
Just gonna tell the room service to maybe put a ice bucket in here or something. Okay, that's. I'm trying to get the now angry boy to calm down. Stop being angry. Stop burning everything. You're making a mess. This isn't my home.
You said before that before you go over and slap it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make an intimidation check.
Oh no. Those aren't much better yet.
I'll say I'll say with strength.
Oh, okay. Fuck. That'd be like a
Yeah, strength instead of charisma.
Right. So it's
'Cause-
1d.
Yeah, this is part of this is also you trying to force your will, trying to control this flame.
Right. So it's plus my strength modifier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's better.
18. As you kind of strain, your eyes glow a light with an orange sheen, and you grit your teeth and growl as you try to force your way forward, attempting to bottle this thing into your grasp.
Just fucking whack with my open hand.
It's at that moment that the flame seems to die down a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh thank God. Yeah, I told you. This is your fault, not mine. You made me do it. Yeah, maybe you'll calm down a little bit now and not be such an angry little boy. Yeah. How about you just can't? How about you go back to sleep already? I kinda got other stuff I wanna do today. I don't wanna babysit you.
Alright. Make one last intimidation check.
Oh boy.
D20 plus. There you go.
Yeah, I was just mistyping a lot. Got some nerves.
The fireplace. What was once a roaring flame seems to acquiesce and just dies down to a normal simmer.
Alright, good, good. Now don't just kinda like wave his finger at him and say, don't do this again, okay? It's way too early in the morning for this.
Fire recedes into the logs. Now charred black, just it's pure charcoal now.
Oh, well, I guess this room is hot enough as it is. He's just kinda stand there with his hands on his hips like, oh, man.
The room is in many places across the stone walls, it's a charred black mess.
Ooh. Well, here's again, kind of look around. Well, I'm not cleaning this up. Yeah. Okay. Here's again, I kind of look down at the flame soul. Oh, not the flame soul, the heart crystal.
Yeah, the heart fire crystal.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's gonna be. Alright, Sandris, you what you're doing.
You feel
Did I?
you feel something akin to an approving nod, if that makes sense.
Okay, good. This.
It's at that point that you feel the heart fire crystal surge through your body once more to your hands.
Oh boy.
And you see your palms begin to glow a light with an orange glow. It again doesn't hurt. It's very warm to the touch though. You gain the additional benefit
Oh boy.
of being able to use control flames.
Oh, hey, that's handy. Fuck, where do I even type that? Is that a spell? It's a spell, right?
It is a cantrip.
I think.
It's a cantrip. Let's see. Is it in here?
Spellbarian.
Control.
Now I just gotta collect all of the fucking fire cantrips, which is like reduce flame, fireball, bonfire.
Control flame.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics.
That's it. Yeah, that's not in here. I gotta look it up. Okay, so what does that do?
Right. Let me. Sorry, just want to type this up. I could have sworn that I prepared this, but yes. Okay. There we go.
If it's being done with Compendium, I can import it.
Also, guess what? It's not concentration.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
dang. Ooh, volcanic Titan.
Oh boy, it's me. It's me. It's me when I had
Issue
Taco
with
Bell.
more ability.
Okay. Oh boy, this is
Spicy.
interesting. Okay. Okay, the volcanic titan. That's the right. It's a large reduce. Okay, that's that one, and then this control flame. Okay. Okay. Let me just add this to my fucking character sheet.
Alright.
Alright, I get. What? That's nothing. Literally nothing. Alright.
Knowing this.
How's your morning? How's your morning? Oh, you know.
I know, just set the room on fire. I can control flames then.
Yeah.
So, in total of the entire party, we've had 2 people who tried to burn down a dwarven establishment.
Who was the other? Oh, right, yeah, never mind.
Oh dear. Memories. Right.
In the corners of
Bronco, how do you react to this? What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna like. Okay. Breakfast first. I need. Okay. I need a lot of water. He's thirsty work.
You are very parched.
Yeah. It's,
I wonder why.
Yeah, it's not like half my fluid in my body is evaporated at this point. Okay. Let's just gonna open up the door.
As you open the
Probably
door,
gonna burn myself.
as you open up the door, you see Webby kind of sort of bundled in a far corner up on the ceiling, kind of embedded in what looks like a haphazard, panicked web.
Okay.
Looks like he may have been stress weaving.
You know you get hungry when you stress weave. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it's.
Immediately scampers down the wall and scurries up onto your back.
Okay. Hi. So I think I can do a thing now. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna like. I'm gonna go down. Gonna cool off a little. I'm gonna probably tell someone to. I probably need a new room. Let's be honest. I don't think this is gonna be fixed today. Yeah, and I just go and get some food. Okay. I don't know if anyone else is awake yet. I don't know what time it is. Just gonna make his way down to whatever eating area there is.
Make your way up. There's dwarven establishments are reversed.
It's topsy-turvy, like.
Yeah.
Fuck you. These damn short humans. Okay. We just gotta. As soon as he like finds like a servant or something like on his way, he's not gonna necessarily look for one, but if he like stumbles across someone, he's gonna like talk to him.
What happened in your room? Sorry, run that by me again.
There might have been a teeny tiny little fire.
It seems as though you're talking to the wife of the tavern keeper here. Sort of
no.
tight red bun in the back, apron, overalls. Looks like she's in the process of just cleaning some of the tables for the morning's service. Harold, this happened again.
Hello.
And a very frustrated tavern keeper, presumably Harold, makes his way downstairs, and you just hear, "Bloody hell!"
Oh yeah. I guess I've how much do I owe you?
Look, with what you've done for the city, what you've helped with the battle, I just see it on the house.
Oh.
Don't need to pay anything.
Oh, okay. I mean,
no, Harold, come on, let me see. And as she goes down, you hear an identical, "Bloody hell!"
yeah. You You just kind of shout back like at him, like, careful of the door. It's kind of warm. So you should probably wait a little bit. Yeah. Okay. See ya.
as you scurry out of the tavern. Okay.
Where do? Now let's go find some food, baby.
Okay.
And then after that, he's gonna go and find Angrim when he finds Angrim.
Okay.
After some other people do whatever.
Yeah. I imagine you find him while he's in the midst of his forging projects. But for the meantime, we can hop over to Liska and Vellum.
Hooray!
Right. So, what were you doing before leaving Druvenholme, if anything?
I don't think there was really anything we needed to do.
We were checking for, like, we were going to different smithies and stuff like that, looking for...
Yeah, that was when we got to Druvenholme, though. This is before we go there.
Well, no, I'm saying, and you're like, what are you doing before you go? And
oh, right, sorry.
Before we go, we were looking for, we were going to the different smithies and stuff like that to, like, find metals. And yeah, I think the whole reason that Liska would be going with Elm is because the reason we were going to Dunhollow was to ask the Hunter's Keep about
Dragons.
Dragons. Yeah.
Dragons. So yeah, I don't think there's like much need for pomp or circumstance.
I believe I think you did ask around last time. I think unfortunately you weren't able to find any. All right. So heading off to using the Nexus to do it.
Zoop.
All right. So the moment you place your hand upon the waystone in the Nexus in the Mage's Tower, owned by the Sapphire Assembly, and concentrate upon your chosen destination, you think to yourselves, this is the first time using one of these waystones, like properly using the Nexus. You're unsure of what to expect, but sort of brace yourselves and tense up.
Don't take the gem with you this time.
And then suddenly...
Pull a Harry Potter and end up in Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Diagon Alley.
Suddenly you're whisked away in a bright flash. You no longer feel yourselves in corporeal body. You're being pulled through the earth, through great roots of ley line crystal that seem to almost function like a series of highways. You barely have any time at all to realise what's going on before you regain your corporeal forms once more and land feet first with a bit of a stumble into a central waystone chamber of the Hunter's Keep.
Well, that was a thing.
Yeah, that was an experience.
So, Liska, you've often seen this chamber from the other side of the locked door that the waystone is usually hidden behind. Usually as an extra... Yeah, you cannot see anything. It is complete darkness. It's usually locked behind there as like an extra security measure to prevent unannounced intruders.
So, question. The Nexus, and this is just me curious because, like, there's waystones and then there's the Nexus Stone. Isn't the Nexus Stone in the capital? Well, not the capital, but like in the castle. Because isn't a thing that the Security Council has access to?
The Nexus...
Are you saying that there's two Nexus Stones? Because I thought the Nexus Stone was things that connected the capitals of the different like cities and countries? Like, is
You could, yeah. We could. It's like, how would I explain it? It's like major highways versus lesser roads in a way. Like, we could certainly have you appear in the nexus point in the capital. Yeah.
okay? Well, I mean, it's just because it's more for my own understanding. Because when it was originally explained, it was like there is a giant nexus stone that is associated with a city, and only a select few have access to it. Are you saying that you can go to smaller waypoints via this huge nexus stone, or it's just nexus stone to nexus stone?
Provided that you are attuned to those waypoints, yes.
Okay. So it's in essence just another waypoint, but a waypoint with very limited access.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Noted.
Yeah, you've got the you've got the larger waystones between each city. That's kind of more broadly used. The smaller waystones are sort of less used and typically reserved for the people of of that location. Like say hunters might be able to use this waystone and no one else.
Okay. Second question. Because of the fact that it's not a big... Okay, well, actually, I have two questions now. Because it's not a big waypoint stone, or because the Nexus is not a specialty type of waystone, does that mean that if we go through the big stone in the capital, we can bypass the day wait? Because we didn't go to that one?
Waystones in general, you need to wait for a long rest to use them again. That's just the way how all waystones work.
Okay.
Is
so
it
we
a- is
can
I think
Sorry,
he said
use-
before the cooldown was on you, not on the stone.
I feel like it's a physical thing, like your bodies can't handle that much or some
Yeah.
shit.
Pretty much.
Okay. Okay. And second question, how would Liska be attuned to this if she hasn't been in here before?
I imagine you would.
Maybe someone followed with them.
I imagine you would have been attuned to this at some point,
Yeah.
and you.
Maybe someone just followed with them, like a travel guide. Who was it?
I mean, it's possible. Okay. Regardless, all these questions aside, I guess we can still be in the Hunter's Keep.
Yeah. So, typically, when you previously attuned to this waystone, Liska, you weren't really authorized to have the key yet because you weren't in that sort of standing. You would have to have someone else unlock the door, sort of register your travel, all the paperwork that comes associated with it, etc., etc.
Okay, so are we locked in this room?
We're trapped. It was a ruse all along.
For a brief moment, and then about 5 minutes goes by before you hear unlocking sounds from the other side.
A brief moment, just 5 minutes.
Well, just 5
Yeah, a brief
Oh,
moment.
okay,
Five minutes of
right.
Liska slamming on the door, like bashing the door, like, "Hey, someone's down here."
Yeah.
It's very efficient.
And
It doesn't. You're right.
and as the door opens, you see there standing on the other side, looking rather unimpressed, is Sahir Vadash.
Sorry, we meant to go to the one in like the castle, but we happened to come here first.
Yeah, I mean, Druvenholme is Druvenholme. Maybe it got mixed up or something.
The Nexus is a rather new form of magic technology. It's portal magic has not seen much use. So,
I can see why.
surely you know the proper procedure is to let us know of your arrival before you arrive, perhaps with a message.
I cannot cast that spell, and you know that.
Yeah, no, I can't either. I'm not a magic man.
Just, how about you just give me a key? That way I can just walk out to this room.
Fine. It's just... my evening is going to be filled with nothing but unforeseen paperwork. Come to the front desk. I need your signatures. I'll give you the key.
Liska goes and fills out some paperwork.
Oh yeah. Day trip is off to a rocketing start. Paperwork.
Nothing
I
like
mean,
some
she's
red
like
tape.
like a grandmaster now or some shit.
Yeah, you're-
Fucking,
yeah,
I mean, I guess like some
Yeah,
paperwork.
Grand
Liska's a
Huntress.
Grand Huntress, yeah.
And as you're kind of filling out the paperwork for the meantime, she says that. Well, it is a surprise to see you back here after these months. What brings the Grand Hunters back to these halls after a long time? Contracts, errands to Druvenholme?
Well, I will not lie, the idea of contracts is something that I have thought about, but right now I come because we have questions regarding a potential dragon sighting. Well, not sighting, but evidence of a dragon.
She gives you a perplexing look. Well, you are certainly in luck. The Lord of the Hunt himself returned from a visit to Ragnarok yesterday. A meeting with the Arcane Council. From what I've heard, he's brought with him a visitor. I said apparently the training golems are in need of an upgrade. I do not know the specifics.
Oh, okay then. Well, take us to him.
Very well. If you want knowledge on dragons, sightings perhaps, you should probably speak with him. Last I saw, he was in the study, signing off on some legal paperwork.
That seems to be a thing.
Indeed. She kind of says with a resentment in her voice. Not at you, just at the idea of paperwork. It seems the desk job that she's been assigned to for since your escapade with Crothis has kind of been grating on her.
Well, you know. Oh, I also think didn't Liska get? Hold on, if this is wrong, feel free to correct me, anybody. But Liska's gonna be like, "Oh, I forgot," and then she's gonna reach into her bag and bring out the green dragon skull.
Oh yeah, that. I've
hey.
got like more bits here if you want them. So just rummage into his bag and just pull out like the claw and some teeth.
So here is immediately taken aback.
Casual
You have
flex.
certainly been busy.
Well, you know, there seems to be a lot of dragons. It's weird.
Yeah, we keep running into him.
We will certainly find a way to have it accompany that. And she kind of points towards the far end of the hall, and you see in this kind of central communal hall, the Hunters Keep Lodge. You notice something different about the place. You see, right above the great double door entrance to the hall, you see the large bulbous skull of a beholder, alongside the iconic skull of alongside the iconic skull of Malinis that the lodge is famous for, that hangs over the front desk. Necrathis now finds its place among this rogues gallery of many other monstrous heads mounted in the hall. And there's this kind of slight moment of, hell yeah, we did that.
May I be rude and interrupt? When did you kill the dragon?
When it was the one of the days where you weren't there.
Poison
remember? Yeah, the green poison dragon.
Yeah,
wait,
in the middle of the kobold.
forest.
That
Yeah,
was
you
the,
came in like
One where I threw a
you could-
rock and killed an anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I fell down and eat dirt in front of the kobold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was confused for a second. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you,
Yeah,
I
you
was
come
thinking
in.
I was
You come in like the last 15 minutes of that. session, I think.
Yeah, you currently carry with you, Liska, the skull of the Scion of the Verdant Blight.
And Vellum has it. If you're gonna be mounting that, you probably want all these. And he just sort of like tips it back a little bit, just shakes out the various. Might have to like stick them back on or something, but I mean, it's gotta look proper.
I will see what I can do. You see, you can see this.
I mean, you can probably, like, depending on what is and what isn't, like, needed for usage. Like, I'm sure that we can. It's not hard to replicate dragon teeth. They're not going to be used or anything.
See, dragon.
Well, I guess, but I can be honest. I've been trying to think of how to put these in crafts, and I got no fucking clue. So they're just taking up space.
Well, they are yours to keep. You have rightfully slain from what it appears from the side of the skull, probably a young green dragon.
It was Scion of the Verdant Blight.
She kind of thinks to herself, where have I heard that title before?
It was the Liska's like snaps her fingers as she's trying to think. Like it was the ocean. That whole shtick.
Verdavang? That was
Yes.
practically almost 1,000 years ago.
Well, the dragons are long lived.
Strange.
Maybe
that
one of her eggs hatched recently.
Perhaps. I should like to study this skull. See if I can gain more insight from it. But regardless, I should like to thank you to this. She kind of gestures to the skull of Necrathis. This new addition to the family. A shame this skull wasn't more photogenic. But we had to find a.
Wait, what are photos?
What are photos?
I'm just kidding. Sketchogenic. It doesn't quite have the same ring.
Portraitable.
Portraitable. Painterly.
Sadly,
Painterly, there we go.
The skull wasn't more pretty, but we had to find a central place for the first beholder to ever be slain by the Hunter's Keep, and definitive proof of their existence, no less.
And definitive proof that we're the best.
Indeed, you and your band have certainly made history here.
Like, best Hunter's Keep. What's up, bitches?
She kind of gives a wry smirk at that. And she files away the paperwork for the meantime. And you gather, I'll get onto that later, sort of attitude to that. So,
Another character question. Sorry to interrupt. Does there have to be a contract to be able to give like the bits and pieces of a rare creature in?
From what I remember, sorry, continue.
From what you remember, Liska, they will typically purchase these sort of implements and sort of keep them on cold storage in case any sort of other contracts come in. Then they can sell off the parts.
Yeah, it's basically like they think they pretty much have it on retainer and under your name, and then whenever a contract comes up, they sell it, then give you the proceeds.
Right. So I'm just wondering if it's worth offloading things for the sake of getting.
I mean, we did. Actually, it's true. Liska did have like a hardcore gathering session with the Green Dragon. So yeah, she does have all those things in her bag of holding.
All right.
Yeah, Venom's just sort of like once they're done with that bit, it's like, don't we like add in these sorts of things, being part of the keep or something? He sort of like reaches it, pulls out a claw.
Wait, hold on, like he says to what's her face, and like then starts pulling out like, here's a huge fucking ream of dragon scales. Like here's the organ that gives it breath. Here's this. And like she just starts.
I got a claw stuck.
So
get out here, you.
So let me. Give me a brief list of those. Write those in chat for me.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm going to put the very few I have. But
I just want to point out one
party
thing.
chat or game chat?
Just game chat.
I just want to point out one thing. I find it super fucking hilarious that at this rate, we're just collecting dragon heads in all colors.
Oh
We'll have a
yes.
collection eventually if
collect
they
them
keep
all.
fucking with us.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Look, if they want to talk and not fuck with us, that's fine, but they've all wanted to kill us so far.
Yeah.
So it's their fault.
Okay. So, as she as you gradually kind of sell these to her for the meantime, let me go.
Though I
for the-
do I want
I'm gonna keep
to...
the horn though. Horns are nice for decorative stuff.
I don't know if green dragon... Do they have horns? Okay.
Green dragons
but-
would have horns, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one.
Alright. But Liska is going to like have the scales and then pause for a second, then look at Venom's like, do you think any of us would want to actually... Because this is enough to make like a set of armor, like green dragon armor. Do we want to do
Well,
this?
I mean, none of us in the group can really. We're either heavy metal boys with the sort of Noxus chestplate, the plate, or they're like Grunko who don't really use it at all.
True.
Sarah's maybe the middle ground, but she's already got a fancy set, so don't know.
Right.
Don't see it
There's
being used.
There's not often that we have to deal with like poison.
Yeah, we can just buy like antidotes of that or something like we did with the
Right.
fight.
I mean, it'd be funny if we end up buying stuff made from this very green scale. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean we've just got better armor and equipment.
Oh no, that's true.
Yeah,
Here,
that's more the
I'll tell you
sort of
what.
thing if you were like, I don't know, a bowman or something. You need lighter stuff.
Like here, and she will hand over like the 20 pounds of fucking green dragon scales.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. So far, let's see, eyes.
Ooh, glad I collected all those teeth.
So
I'm
the
currently
fangs.
picturing a scene in my head.
By the way, when I say claw, I mean hand. How many like claws can I get out of a hand?
How many fingers does the dragon have?
Yeah, that's the question here, because
Uh.
Vellum was basically pinned under that thing, and he just sliced through it at like the the forearm.
You would be able to. You. Yeah.
I mean, it's up to them to take the claws out. I'm just asking how many are on
Well-
a hand. He'll just hand the entire arm over.
Well, Liska has 12 claws, and by claws she means the actual claws. Did Vellum like actually cut off the dragon's hand instead of
Yeah,
just trying to
because
get
it
the
was
claws?
like part of one of his finishing attacks. He basically sliced straight through it, and he just took the entire arm because fuck it.
I'm currently picturing a scene in my head. Liska is out looking for adamantine at various smiths and whatnot, and suddenly she comes across, green dragon scale armor, and she looks closely and she can recognize the scales, and the smith just goes, see you eyeing a good piece of armor, eh? And then she just looks back and goes, yeah, I killed it.
It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that was me.
I'm the
That
one
was
that
all me.
got these scales. I killed
Yeah,
this dragon.
you're welcome.
Okay, hold on. I have-
Sorry for the extra paperwork, Jana. We completely forgot about them. It's like, oh right, yeah, that's kind of what hunters do at the keep.
Also, the Jainer.
Yeah.
I hope you realize now that whenever there's a raging fire, Grenko's just gonna slap it.
But yes, how many claws on a hand, dragon hand, Jana?
Let's be about four claws per hand.
All right, so then that'd be
three,
like four
three-
dragon claws.
3 front claws and the single back claw.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a hand, but there's 4 claws attached to it, so whatever that amount that
So
gets
four,
it.
so 4 times 4 because dragons dragons have 4 limbs. They've got the 2 front wings, 2 back legs.
Yeah. Liska's got like the rest of them from harvesting. Vellum's got the one hand with the 4 claw.
Yeah, Liska's gonna look at that and just be like, you kind of have to take the claws off. But
I mean, would you rather somebody who isn't good at it do it, or give it to the people who know how to do it?
Liska looks at him when he says that. Being
Well, I
the
mean, I
person
was
who
gonna
is
give it
good
to
at
you, but then other shit happened. We kind of went to war. But
No,
I mean,
that's
you just
fine.
forgot you had a bag full of dragon bits, didn't you?
I mean, I carry around a lot of like creature bits, so it's understandable.
Exactly.
But I remembered.
I got a lot of shit in my bag as well.
Apparently,
Oh, right, yeah, here you go.
Sadly, I cannot give you a contract on this because this was not contracted to you. So I cannot very well double the price. But should a contract for a young green dragon rear itself, I would be happy to fulfill that.
I mean, that's nice enough. How often is a green dragon contract going to come up, considering we just bumbled our way into one and it's dead already? I don't see
I
it
don't know.
causing trouble in the future.
It's usually those. Well, these. She like motions to the materials. It's like these are for like the magic-y types that like to create stuff. Like you don't. And she like slaps her hand on the stack of scales. Like you don't ask someone to kill a dragon just so you can get scales. Like you be like, oh, if someone happens to kill a dragon, bring me its scales. Like it's a kind of an afterthought. Like you don't, like I don't think a blacksmith would actively be like, hey, I'm looking for dragon scales, kill a dragon. It's just like if you happen to find any.
Yeah, I got some kind of.
Those are most of the contracts that we get through. Yes. Speaking of contracts,
Yeah.
would you happen to? She kind of gives you a knowing look, Liska, as if asking if you would like a contract.
She kind of raised an eyebrow, like if you happen to have any that might catch my interest.
We did get one a few days ago. She kind of rummages around underneath her desk. Kind of brings out what looks like a rather newly inked contract. Kind of pushes it over towards you.
Oh, well.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, this is awkward. That was in
She's
character,
gonna-
by the way. This is like peeks over.
Yeah, Liska's gonna look just like, huh, how fresh.
It came in a few days ago.
No, how fresh do the items have to be? Because we just came from a battle where we killed a lot of hill giants.
Well,
But it's been about 2 days.
that is rather inconvenient. I suppose, provided you can put them on cold storage, if you will.
Yeah. Right.
I
Well,
hope they haven't
The
cleaned up one
fresher,
and two
the
thoroughly.
better. The lack of freshness might take off some of the value.
well,
Something to keep in
I'll.
mind.
Yeah. Well, I'll take it and we'll see. We might be able to. Yeah, we might be able to do this. And if not, it seems like there's enough hill giants around that area that we might be able to hunt one down.
Can't hurt to take it.
Yeah. So yeah. So she will take the hill giants contract.
Nice.
I look forward to hearing of your further adventures. And I wish I could help you regarding a dragon sightings, but I am no expert.
That is fine. That is fine. Luckily, we happen to have one in the, if you would be so kind as to lead him to it. Or lead us to him.
Bit of it. She kind of sits up from her desk, and she seems very thankful to just at least stretch her legs for the meantime. She and she leads you up.
You need to get out more.
Unfortunately, I am forbidden from taking any contracts because of my own failings. You notice her eye kind of twitches a little bit.
Well, not like contract, just fucking like get some downtime. We've been at that desk hours, not standing up.
He's asking you out on the date.
Like genuine befuddlement on Velma's face. Like at first it was concern, and then Liska says that it's like, what? What's going on?
She gives you Vellum a wry knowing smirk and says, "Well, Vellum, I had no idea. I am flattered. Unfortunately, you are not my type."
Liska leans
I don't
in,
know what's
too
going
young.
on anymore. Wait,
It's
what?
okay.
Okay, sorry.
Liska just leaned in and said, too young. Too young. She likes older men.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't do anything about that.
She just continues to lead
Just
you
wait.
through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just get old.
You just get old.
She's
Only
Like, what the
time.
hell's wrong
Only
with me?
time
What,
will
we're
bring
not
you
good enough?
together.
It's like, you're not old enough. Well, I mean, yeah. I can't do anything about that. Good luck with your life.
So she gradually sort of leads you through a series of familiar corridors. Trophies of various beasts and battles are set up on the walls. You see weapons and busts of fallen hunters forever immortalized in marble and mounted upon shields. A number of common rooms are sort of open, where you can see a number of slayers sharpening their weapons, writing in journals, practicing their swings, and eventually you reach the main central antechamber, where you see the door to the office of the pack leader next to it, the office of the keep's administration representative, Sahir's office. Both doors are shut. I believe he is just in his office. I would recommend knocking.
Liska kicks up in the... No, she knocks.
You hear? Enter.
And she enters, ducks down.
So you enter into the dim light of the chamber. You see cases upon cases of books and meticulously kept scrolls and other tomes which break down into various different creature types, talking about indigenous species, creatures. Some talk about the anatomy of mythical and mystical beasts, all part of Rathgar's personal connection here. You see the Lord of the Hunt himself, without his armor this time. He's in his formal leathers. His silvered armor, you can see, is meticulously adorned and polished on an armor stand off to the side. His great sword is in its scabbard, leaned up against his high-backed chair. The fireplace flickers behind him as he sits hunched over a stack of parchments, quill etching flicking away. And he looks up from his papers, eyes reflecting the incoming light from the door like those of a cat's. Liska hefts himself up, using his great sword like a walking stick, and makes his way over and grasps your forearm with a firm shake. It's been a few months since we last saw the Grand Huntress in these halls. To what do we owe the visit? Are you to stay long?
She's gonna, return the grip. Like, it has been quite a while. I guess now that I am the Grand Huntress, I understand why you are never quite around all that long. But yes, time travels. My duties as Grand Huntress and Defender of the Security Council. In fact, we just got out of a war. We won, of course, but that is how it is.
Well, please proceed you. I've been keeping track of you and your group's escapades throughout Mayland. He says nods to both you, Vellum, as well. Many noble deeds. Certainly sent those gnolls running for the hills, I take it. Tell me more of this war.
Done quite a bit. Well, and Liska's gonna kind of take a breath and go into explaining, like, the premise, the hobgoblins, the Goblin King, stuff of that nature, like prompting Vellum every time she's like kind of fuzzy on something, stuff like that.
Vellum will chime in where appropriate, but mainly leave the talking to the Grand Huntress. Let her get her bit.
And as you speak, he kind of offers you both seats opposite end of the desk. Kind of pushes aside this massive stack of paperwork that he's just been fed up of signing. Yeah, as he nods, listens intently to your tale. To be frank, I'm quite jealous of your escapades. What I wouldn't give to be away from this paperwork.
God, it feels like nobody likes being here.
Well, I think anybody Hunter agrees that it's more fun to be out in the field than behind the desk.
Indeed.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
The Druvenholme Lodge has been up to its eyes in investigations and inquiries ever since the meeting with the Mayland Council some months back. And I've been determined to clear our name.
We had... Sorry, just as... Oh, sorry, I burped. As a player, can you refresh me on why the Hunter's Keep would need to clear their name?
The whole situation with Balthazar and Crothis, the raising of the dragon. That was mentioned.
Gotta go hunt that bitch down again.
Yeah, which was it was mentioned prominently in the council meeting, especially by Arja.
True. Alright. Sounds good. Yeah, Bliska's gonna be like, well, you know, it was unfortunate, but he was only a hunter for a brief bit of time before he met his probably timely death.
Indeed, but well, make no mistake, we've been nothing but cooperative with the crown, but every day the High King becomes more and more suspicious of our goals. He hasn't said as much, but I can tell. Since paranoia growing within his mind.
That's never a good thing.
I mean, given everything that's happened, can you honestly blame him? Shit coming up from down below, dragons getting up and walking off with no heads.
Yes,
Stuff
but
like that.
that is... But, to, like, the Hunter's Keep has been nothing but obvious in its purpose since its inception. It seems rather... It just does not sit well that it would fall under such suspicion. Especially such pointed suspicion.
I'm with you on that one, but they gotta be careful. So, Kingdom's a lot of moving bits from what I gather.
It's this trust which I'm hoping that he'll come to his senses on. Only time will tell if he comes to those senses. That's why, more than ever, I'm attempting to track down this hideous beast that Balthazar created. And he makes his way over to one side of the room where maps of the nearby regions have been pinned to the wall in a collage that seems to depict the entirety of Mayland and the Common Realms. There seem to be pins depicting locations all across the northern reaches.
Do you think it went north?
Indeed. I sent some of our best hunters to go north, but it's a slippery one, I'll give it that. We've tracked it all across the Northern Territories, Kennethdale, Northolme, the Wolfenwald forests in Mirth. Best we've been able to track it, whenever we corner it, it always slithers back to the White Wastes.
Maybe some form of its prior intelligence remains? That the White Wastes is sort of it feels drawn to it?
Perhaps I've been considering that possibility. But I'm at my wit's end with this thing. Should you ever come across it on your travels, you have more than my permission to slay it and return its head, or, well, what remains of its body.
Of course.
To make matters worse, we've also been receiving concerning reports from our best hunter, Mr. Van Richter. Ever since we've received news that a certain Elizabeth von Dragul has possessed the body of a member of the vampiric order, a demon named Rain. I believe one of you is familiar with her.
Oh yeah, that bitch.
Indeed. Van Richter has been hard at work trying to track down this Rain. Last we heard, he tracked her down her last movements to Dragul's old stomping grounds. He taps the pommel of his sword on the map against the northeasternmost country in the Common Realms. Targovia.
When you say Common Realms, do you mean like the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, just
Either way,
clarification.
not our problem. Sorry, I
mean-
just saw it, like, heard him going towards the map, and I was just like, don't be near the Morbog, don't be near the Morbog.
Yeah. This is gonna kind of looks like, well, that Hunter's Keep that is in the Commonwealth specializes in that sort of thing, and Van Richter is the best at what he does.
Indeed. Van Richter is working with the Langsmore and Bulkreath lodges to recruit a number of hunters to track her down. Reportedly, Rainer's been seen with a pale white-haired woman with two floating blades and a tall armored masked figure wielding a twisted greatsword. We've yet to validate those reports, but the descriptions bear a striking resemblance to the figures described by reports given to the Morkney Council after the attack on their harbour.
Leska knows nothing about that.
Phil knows even.
What are you talking about? You were in the fight that killed those two people.
Alright, the player knows even less because my memory's fucking terrible.
You almost exhausted yourself to death.
And I'll say that's why I can't remember the details.
But I don't mean to trouble you. I don't mean to bore you with my troubles. I'm sure that what you have to share will take my mind off of all of this.
Oh, it is fine. We mostly came to visit because we had an odd occurrence. We had in the combat there was a sighting of some large object or creature to the south of the battlefield, and bright flashes of light. And when we went there to investigate the day after the battle, it looked like there was a dragon attack. You know, the sweeping lines of breath weapon. And this one in particular seemed like it was flame, given the charred nature of the ground. And this, she pulls out one of the ruby chunks, like
Just for the stream.
no, that's fine. The glass, or the ground was glassed, and these rupee chunks were left in its wake.
Kind of strokes his kind of fur on the end of his chin like a beard, and he sits down for a moment. Kind of holds out a hand, May I see this?
Of course. She hands it over, and I found it peculiar, given the fact that if it was a red dragon, it probably would not have. Well, it probably would not have stayed away from the battle. It probably would have tried to join in and wreak as much havoc as possible. But the fact that it was so far away and seemed to specifically target those forces, it just seems peculiar. I've never heard of a dragon acting this way.
Kind of takes the sort of crystalline ruby sample in his claws, and he kind of reaches over to his desk towards a drawer, pulls out some sort of eyepiece, and so he looks over it. He kind of hems and haws to himself, and then he makes his way over to a series of old tomes and plucks two from the shelf, dusting off the old leather. It seems as though you came across the aftermath of a ruby dragon attack.
Ruby
Dragon's
dragon?
gem-like now.
Ruby dragons, yes. He hands the books over, kind of slides the books over the desk towards you two. See, dragons are not one unified species. Let me explain. Kind of sits down for a moment, leans in close. The family tree of the true dragons possesses two distinct genuses of dragonflights. Dragonflights being the collective name of a group of dragon species. These are the chromatic and the prismatic dragonflights. Now, according to a number of reputable archaeologists and historians, these two genuses of dragons separated into the two dragonflights thousands of years ago, during an event known as the Brood War. Find more about that in that book there. Taps one of the tomes. Consider it some light reading. Now, dragons are a rare sight in and of themselves. Most sightings are of the chromatic dragonflight, which is why most are right to run at the sight of a dragon. Chromatics tend to be foul-tempered and prone to greed and selfishness. They tend not to work well with each other. This is why dragons have the reputation they do. However, he says as he kind of turns the ruby crystal in between his claws. Prismatic dragons, on the other hand, are an entirely different beast. Most tend to regard them in song and story, fables and fairy tales. Rumor has it that their scales take on the appearance of precious gemstones. At their best, they are benevolent creatures, and they tend to enjoy the company of the younger races. At their worst, they are indifferent. According to some accounts, they are skilled with magic. Purportedly, this enables them to take on humanoid form. It is said that chromatics can do the same, but are more often than not far too arrogant to don a lesser form as they see it.
So it could just be these dragons walking around and we wouldn't even know it.
Indeed. Prismatics, most likely.
This guy has a thoughtful look on her face as she contemplates a few things.
So did he slide over one book or two books?
2 books.
And he said we're alright just to take these? He said light readings, so it made me think that he was letting us borrow them.
Yeah, you gather he was letting you borrow them for the meantime.
Cool. I'm gonna slide a book in.
So there's Brood
Slide into
War,
his bag.
and what was the other one?
The other one seems to be a number of fairy tales regarding regarding prismatic dragons. Number of tall tales, kind of works of fiction, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Let's just gonna kind of glance over. It's like fairy tales tend not to have a lot of worth, but sometimes they have little snippets of truth, or little gems of truth.
If you look between the lines, yeah.
Rathgar gives a slight smirk. You know, he's not one to chuckle and chortle, but every now and then.
Liska made it funny.
Hmm.
She's proud of herself. So she's gonna like take that. It's like, thank you very much, Rathgar. We appreciate your help, and we will keep on the lookout for
I have more
prismatic
info-
dragons.
I have more information about prismatic dragons if you wish to hear.
Of course, that is why we decide to visit today.
Well, if you look through
Just
that.
before you
Oh,
begin,
go ahead.
just before you begin, I will say we've been at Development Liska for a while now. Want to do a quick jump, or do you want to continue?
I was just going to finish off this section first, then we can kind of jump back to someone else, and then we can kind of jump back to Liska and Vellum.
It's a bit of an info dump, so that's probably what's elongated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Yeah, I
is
kinda
in the
figured.
Unnecessary info dump. Still.
Yeah, and this is in the midst of what y'all are doing your thing. So even if we did go back to y'all, it'd be something that would happen.
True.
Or craft.
Yeah, it would probably be crafting. I imagine it's mostly kind of coming back to Gronka doing his thing, and then more than anything. But anyway, Rathgar continues for the meantime. From the zoological evidence gathered so far within the last five centuries, from the last century or so, there have been 5 subspecies that have been discovered within the prismatic dragonflight. Diamond dragons, emerald dragons, sapphire dragons, topaz dragons, and of course, kind of gestures to the book, ruby dragons. What you hold in your hand is a piece of crystallized ruby dragon breath. As he kind of slides it back over to you. The ruby dragons, they're the largest and strongest of all the prismatic dragons. Some old first-hand accounts describe them as valuing martial prowess and acts of valor. Do you recall one story written in that book of an old bard that claimed to have regaled a ruby dragon with a valorous tale of battle? According to the story, he encountered him at a war memorial disguised as a young veteran. Ruby dragons, they've also been tended to be described as legendary opponents to tyranny and red dragons, as both are likely to compete for territory, as both often make their lairs in areas of volcanic activity. Kind of thinks to himself for a moment. The magical abilities of red dragons and dragons as a whole I am unfamiliar with. Their environment's behaviors and their weaknesses I am fluent in, but if you wish to know more about the relations to magic, it'd probably be best talking to my guest downstairs in the golden room.
Right. Who is your guest?
She goes by the name Teamy Oldtimey from the Dominion of Doubt.
Sorry. That wasn't a character. It wasn't a snicker from Venom.
Don't get fucked up.
Fucking teeny old tiny.
Well, I definitely think that it'd be nice to have I guess have a conversation with them. Is that why you went to Ragnarok to get her aid?
Partly, but mostly the training golems need a bit of an upgrade, as far as I see it, and she was more than happy to volunteer her services.
Well, alright. Let us, well, do you have something else to say?
No. I wish I could join you. I'm just after my years in paperwork.
Understandable. Well, I will leave you to that paperwork. And I will go speak to a golemancer. She is going to...
Before you go, if you do plan to go speak to our guest, please take these down for her. And I rummages around through the drawer and hands you what looks like a small bowl of gold foil chocolates. Imported from the dynasty this morning. Just trust me, she'll warm up to you a lot easier if you appease her sweet tooth.
Fair enough.
Most women tend to.
She is not a woman, by no means.
Let's get kind of shelter head at that, but like...
Venom also tilts head.
Alright. Well, let's have fun. She says this to Vellum as she like takes the
well,
bowl
let's go see this woman, not woman.
and starts heading down.
Alright.
And if we want to go to
Yep, we can...
Grunks or whatever, we can.
Yeah. Quick question before we transition. The first book, what was it again?
It was...
It was Brood War.
Yeah.
It was a
Brood War.
Yeah, it was something
Brood
about
War.
the prismatic on
There we
chromatic
go.
war.
Sorry, I just had a note in my inventory before I forgot. Carry on.
Alright, so shall we transition over to who else? Who else wants to go?
I'm guessing.
Technically I can, though Balth is currently away for something.
Sure.
What to do, actually? This is why I don't like the party.
Well, I mean, you could hang out with Grunky. He's around.
Gunka's
Yeah,
around.
but this... Yeah, but remember, time-wise, this would have to have happened after the crafting craze.
Well, I mean, breaks happen. You can always just, like, get lost.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as I recall, we didn't take breaks.
Well, I mean, you wrote yourself into a corner. Sorry, that was mean. Well, I mean, maybe it could be like an end of the day thing. Stop for the day and then... Yeah. There's always, you can always wiggle squeeze some sort of event or interaction in.
Sure. But I don't know what.
You and Grunky got out together.
Grunka? Well, what would you like to do?
Hello. Well, after Grunka eats his breakfast somewhere, he's probably gonna go and look for someone. Probably, you know, whoever comes across first.
Okay.
I
Which I
think
guess
I
it
just found a way to help, but it does require that Grunka mentions his little bed incident.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't wet the bed, I scorched the bed.
It's a napalm.
Yeah.
Just casually napalm the bed.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Grunka is gonna stumble across Sal.
All right.
Oh, hey Sal.
Hello, Grunket. You look tired.
Yeah. Grunka's clothes is also like still a bit scorched. So
Do I need to ask?
yeah. So something might happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So where are we right now? Are we like where would Sal be? Like in a forge or something?
I imagine in the Temple of Gundrum in the workshop. You probably heard from a few people that she's working there.
Yeah. I assume that there's a fire nearby.
Yep, there is a forge fire.
Okay. So yeah, just look at this, and Grok is gonna use control flame, and he's gonna make it. Let's see what's gonna do with it. I'm gonna because this is a cantrip. I'm gonna assume I'm not just gonna be able to cast it once a day. Per long rest, it's gonna be like
It is at will. Yes.
okay. Unlike reduce and expand, make huge. Okay, so it's gonna take like this forge fire. It's gonna make it real big.
And as it intensifies, you see all of the apprentices and students all look upon this thing in amazement and almost shock.
Yeah, Gurk is like gonna hold up his hands, and it's gonna like wave him around, and the fire is gonna turn purple, and it's gonna like do some other like. He's gonna like put like his tongue out of the corner of his mouth. He's gonna do like some finger motions, and then the fire is gonna take the shape of Sal's face.
Sao is visibly confused, amazed, and just blinking at the sight and display, and then just slowly looking back to Grunka.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I have questions. Secondly, could you just motions to the fire and then sort of tone it down?
The fire goes out. Like actually, it goes out cold. Oh, oops. Were you using that?
Do you mind?
Oh, sorry. Oh shit! Wait,
We're trying to work here.
Oops, sorry. Oh no, I can't ignite it again. Oops.
Prestidigitation can. So I will light it again. Granted, it's not going to be a roaring fire like before.
Oh, don't worry about it. Gurk's gonna, after Sal lights it again, Gurk is gonna like waves his hands a little bit, and it's gonna like go back to its normal size that it was before. Sorry.
Okay, Grunka. I have several questions as to why you can control fire.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so you know back back when we were in that temple when we killed the Krasix.
Yeah.
And
you had your little fling with the
Incendious, yeah. So he kind of talked to me again. I haven't really spoken to him since then. I guess he was kind of being a little lonely or something. Well, I had a dream where I was like it was on this battlefield that we just had, and I was this big like fire dude, and then I woke up and everything in the room was like burnt. Kind of gestures to like it's still kind of scorched clothes. So like I don't think I'm gonna be sleeping in that room again. I don't think it's gonna be ready for a while. And then like got up and like made sure whoever was a guy wasn't really too good. It was kind of scared. Then I was gonna go out, and then he started talking to me through the through this, and then things just started getting like really hot again, and my brain was really tired, really tired. And this big fire started going up in the fireplace, and it just got real big, and I just kind of slapped, and it died down. And now I can do this.
So I was just blinking slowly as she's trying to take in all of this. Though rudimentary of an explanation, she sort of gets the gist of what he's going through. But like, part of her is still in sort of disbelief. But at the same time, everything they've been through, she's sort of like, yeah, okay, this makes sense.
That's it.
Kinda, but
Okay. Well. So yeah, that's why. I might have to get like stone beds in the future, or like sleep outside just in case.
I think I know something that might be able to help. But you'll have to trust me a little on this, because you need to get new clothes first. Because so just gestures up and down to, yeah.
Yeah.
Second,
But I like my rags.
I know, but you need to get something I can actually make things with, because
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna make you a set of magic clothing.
Oh.
So I do need an outfit to work with.
Okay.
But in the future, they might save you a lot of trouble.
Okay.
Do you know?
Trust.
Do you know the spell mending, or how it works?
Drunker's eyes just kind of glaze over for a little bit.
Okay, show the stick, and Sao takes a piece of half-broken chain that was lying nearby. See this? And Sao just sort of gently presses the ends together with the fingers, and then they just sort of
Oh.
interlock. As in, it becomes whole again.
That's neat.
This is mending. And I'm gonna probably either make you or get you a set of clothes of mending. Meaning, if it breaks, well, it'll fix itself.
It's pretty handy. It's pretty handy.
It is. Especially if you just torched your sleeves off for the 5th time and just slow turns to one of the other apprentices.
No.
You watch as a rather new looking apprentice kind of hides his face in embarrassment. He's trying to learn from you, Sayun. but he's been a hassle.
They're good smiths. Sometimes I just feel like their fingers are a little too short.
That's racist.
Okay, let me point something out here, big boy here, Sable. Sao
Thank you
is
for the
6'4".
compliment. Carry on.
She's likely about twice the height of a dwarf.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway.
So,
Do tell me you didn't light the actual inn on fire.
no, it's made out of stone.
I know, but that doesn't stop a fire.
Oh, well, no, I don't think so. The Darren Keep wasn't too happy, but we kind of let it slide because we kind of saved the city. But yeah, I think I need to sleep somewhere else now. I feel kind of awkward going back now.
At this point, we need to make you an actual sleeping bag that is magical, so it doesn't, burn up.
That'd be neat.
But then you might end up becoming a. And she sort of snaps her fingers a bit as she's looking for a word. A hot pocket, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it's just like when you put charcoal in your pocket. Hello.
Kinda, but why would
Oh.
you put charcoal in your pocket?
Maybe you're cold.
I mean, you're not wrong, but there's probably a better way to do it.
Maybe, but if it works, it works.
Not everybody is as fire resistant as you are.
Well, maybe they should.
Try
So
not.
sort of thinks for a moment. And then she sort of. You can tell by the way she gestures with her hand a bit like. She doesn't really have a counter argument, but at the same time, she's like. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you need anything for this whole thing?
I need you to fetch me a pair of clothes you actually want to wear. That, or since this is fairly semi-common occurrence here, perhaps one of the seamstresses in town have something.
Oh,
Not like
I
you're,
see.
running low on money, unless they melted.
I don't think so.
I would hope not.
It's kind of in my bag of holding, so I don't think they did. But yeah, I should go get some clothing. Nowhere.
Nope. I haven't set foot outside the workshop for a while. I am quite busy working on this project and I do want it to be finished in due time, and we're already running a bit late.
I see. I guess I could just kind of walk around and hope I find something.
Perhaps, or you could ask one of the guards, or perhaps one of the other citizens on this, maybe.
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea.
You can see Sal just thoughtful for a moment. Nah, they would know who you are.
I hope so. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go and see if I can find some new gloves.
Yeah. Also remember, if you want it made a specific way, you can likely get it custom made. And again, I don't think price is an issue.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd want? You know, while I'm out.
Some
Snakes.
snacks would be good. Because
Yeah.
I will be honest, working this long and this hard on projects, it's hard. And when you don't have something to snack on, it kinda dulls the mind.
Okay. You want something specific? Like, I don't know, like a little pie or nuts, fruit,
Nuts would be good.
nuts. Okay. I get some bacon nuts. Just normal nuts or like roasted nuts or what?
Anything would do.
Okay, just nuts. Okay. Okay. Look, I take a little parchment and writes nuts on it. Okay.
You can just use a piece of the charcoal cloth you have and just be like, alright.
Nuts. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna wander around a bit and see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. See you.
Okay. God, Grunker's so awkward sometimes.
I love Grunker for the fact that he is so deadpan about his questions that he sounds so innocent.
Right.
Yeah.
Grunker's the fucking best.
Yeah. So so I guess we can just kind of hand wave this, say that Grunker goes out and he found some new rags to put on.
Yeah, we can probably
May or may
handle
not
it.
have bought them. Yeah, he may or may not have bought them, or maybe he just found them. Who knows? He's not picky. And then he's gonna go find some nuts. He's gonna go asking people for their nuts. And
Give me that nut.
To the fruit store.
Give me that nut.
the nuts. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, so yeah, that's just what he's gonna do. I guess we could go over to somebody else now.
I'm gonna mute myself before I interrupt anything.
Oh, nuts. Okay. You're gonna get sour nut.
Alright, so shall we head over to
No sign about things.
I think Angrim's sort of about us away right now.
It's fine. We can hop over there when he gets back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Get to go talk to the woman that's not a woman.
Yeah.
The woman, not woman.
The okay. The woman, not woman. Alright. Bring it back over to
Oh, so if my food pings, I may have to dip out briefly, but I imagine this girl will probably be doing talking anyway. Yeah. Onwards to woman, not woman.
Where is the- Okay. So as you enter into the golem chamber, you see the large chamber before you, alight with sconces and braziers. You see the large open sand pit before you, with doorways and gates of varying size where the golems would normally be held. Instead, they are open and empty. From an open room off to the side, you can see sparks and brief flashes of light. And as you kind of go over, peer around the corner, you can see golem parts littering the entirety of the chamber. Some are strung up on chains, others are suspended in arcane tethers. On a large stone table, you can see a large limbless golem torso. The front panel on the chest is open. You can see arcane tethers sparking from within. You see an array of tools splayed haphazardly across the table. Some mundane and recognizable, spanners, screws, hammers and the like. Others are completely alien to you.
Okay, I guess let's go just gonna kind of walk forward and approach where the sparks are coming from.
I know.
As you approach, you watch as an ethereal hand drifts out from the golem, and a childlike voice echoes from within the golem's chest, and the ethereal hand beckons. Spina!
Liska's gonna look around, realize she's American, and grab the wrench, and
What you call me?
and then hand a wrench to the ethereal hand.
You hand over the wrench to the ethereal hand, and it kind of disappears into the golem's chest. You hear a few creaks and cranks before the wrench comes back out. Sets it by the other tools, and the hand beckons once again. Chisel!
Liska grabs the chisel and then hands it over.
The chisel disappears into the golem once more. Ting, 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 ting. The chisel comes back out. Rest it by the other tools. Arcane relayer.
Liska grabs the one thing she doesn't know what it is and hands
The most
that over.
crazy looking tool there. It has to be that.
Please roll like a 1d4 or something. If you grab the right one.
Inexplicably.
Make an Arcana check.
Can I help?
I was gonna say, like, if I fail, do I give her the right one? Like, what is?
If we put our brains together,
I don't
maybe
think
figure-
either of you know what it is.
Oh,
I mean, Liska's gonna look at Vellum. Vellum's gonna be like, and then like
Mm.
point to something. And Liska's
try
like,
around.
that is. So yeah, I'm rolling with advantage. Deal with it.
Okay.
That was got a lot of dongles. Try that.
18. 18. As
The
you,
more
as,
dongles it has, the more magical it is. We figured it out.
as you look over this array of tools, there's like these strange hooked implements with like runes engraved on them. There's what looks like a spanner with like a screwdriver with what looks like this weird floating arcane halo around it, and you're just gonna grab that and you just purely guessing, and you just hand it over. The floating hand disappears into the golem. Thank you. It seems you were correct.
Liska gives a thumbs up to Vellum. Like, yeah, we did.
Yeah, thumbs up. How long can we keep this up before something goes horribly wrong?
There's a
Well,
whir.
hopefully all the tools are like close enough that they don't have to ask anymore. Just remember where she set them down.
There's
Yeah,
a
so
whir.
in case you didn't notice,
and-
Wade actually your assistant. So maybe if we could get your attention, please.
There seems to be no reply as there's a whir and a flash as the crystalline joints of the golem seem to hum alive with a luminescent glow. Runes across the chest begin to come alive, and its segmented joints seem to magnetize into place with tethers of magic.
Oh, give me a bit of string. I'm gonna loop one of those chocolates. Oh, right, never mind.
That'll do it. Gonna call you Scrappy 2.0. And a small figure emerges from the chest cavity of the golem. A very small imp, possibly no older than 6. Early adolescence in her impish years. She has purple
Very
skin.
early.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying very early. So yeah.
Yeah, that would explain it.
She has purple skin, very, very, very large ears, and uncurled horns. She wears a bright purple Golomancer gear of silvers and tanned leathers, a high collar that hides her neck, a large kind of arm-mounted data pad that hums with arcane magic. and a large bow. Not a weapon, but a sort of a large silken bow behind her head, and large goggles that magnify her eyes tenfold. And you
Big
notice
ol' eyes.
you notice her wings are very, very small. One of which looks to be deformed.
Yeah, the little one.
She dusts herself off, gives a tap of her foot against the hatch, which closes behind her. Okay, what do you need? A book signing? Picture sketched? You're not here as part of the Arcane Council, are you?
No, and no. We're
Good.
here because
Good. The last thing I need is Councillor Lump on my back again.
Right. Well, again, we are here because we need to ask about draconic magic. And for your time and information, we come bearing gifts. And she holds up the bowl of chocolates.
Timmy's eyes immediately widen more as you... more than they already are from the goggles. Oh, don't mind if I do. She kind of takes it, unwraps it.
So she's kind of like as soon as she tries to go for it, like Liska like pulls it back and is like, so you're going to give us information?
In fact, let me give you the handout for this character.
That would help.
Give me a second.
Oh my god, she is tiny. Jesus fuck.
Oh my god.
Teeny old tiny.
Absolute mini.
Very well. I'll give you the information you need. Just give me one.
Let's go hand over the bowl.
And she immediately unwraps it, takes a huge bite out of it, just chocolate smeared over her mouth. Okay, you're cool.
Liska like nods gravely as if this is a gracious thing, like a momentous occurrence, and she's like, "Thank you very much."
Oh,
Basically, as a kid.
hold on, just 1 second. And she kind of shuffles up the golem, gives what looks like 3 knocks on the dome-like head. Wakey, wakey, Scrappy! We have guests! Immediately, one of the golem's arms raises up, and the 3 floating ribbons of flat segmented stone kind of coil into a 3-fingered hand. She climbs up into it as this massive 10-foot golem sits and stands up from the table. And then it plops her onto its head. So, you want to expand your horizons on the magic of dragons, huh?
Well, it's more that we happen to potentially run into a ruby dragon, and we just want to know what we are dealing with.
Okay. She just seems completely unfazed by the mention of ruby dragons. Okay, well, I can answer any question you want. And Scrappy begins trundling across the sand pit, kind of gathering a number of golem limbs and just taking them back to the shop, lifting crates and bringing Teamy to other golem parts to tinker with. Well, you see, ruby dragons have an elemental affiliation with fire. I just so happened to write a particularly poignant dissertation on the elemental affinities of dragons and magic last year. Some of my best work, I'd say.
Well, and Liska kind of is talking and talking, and then she just like switches over to demonic. Would you prefer to speak in demonic?
Well, that'd be rude, wouldn't it? She just says in demonic as she looks to Vellum.
He can understand it.
You know, I'm fluent in 14 languages, yeah?
I didn't know there were that many, but I just thought that you'd like to enjoy speaking in the native tongue.
All right.
I don't get to that often.
Demonicators then. Now, about ruby dragons. Typically, they are adept pyromancers, and normally when it comes to breath, they'll normally leave trailing marks across the ground, glassing the earth and all that. You said you encountered one of them?
We saw the aftermath. It was after a rather large battle. And we had noticed that there was some reports that something was happening outside of the purview of the battle, and so when we went to inspect it afterward, we happened to find what was essentially a dragon attack, and we saw this, and she pulls out the crystal, the ruby crystal. Like, this was in the wake of the glassing streaks.
Well, you see, if you'd be crazy enough to stick that in a piece of armor, you'll find it'll synchronise to the same frequency of elemental resilience as the ruby dragon. Just be careful. They're very, 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 very delicate.
So you're saying that we can put this in armor and be able to become resistant to fire?
In layman's terms, yeah.
Yeah, the layman's, right. And then so she looks to Vellum, like, so that's something to consider. Is Vellum gone right now?
Oh,
He's muted.
Vellum.
You there, Sable?
He said it was gonna.
He might disappear because of food and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just for 5 minutes tops.
Okay.
5 minutes, 4 minutes ago. All right, he has one more minute.
Stream view.
That's true. All right. So, can you say any, like, is there any other effects for dragons that you have?
Well, it depends on the elemental affinity. You see, dragons, they definitely have this strange elemental affinity. Scrappy, screen, please. You watch as from the centre of Scrappy's chest, you see a small illusory rectangle is sort of projected into view. Some semblance of a minor illusion spell. And upon the screen, a number of diagrams, notes, and connections are displayed in this spider web of rapid scribbling and crude drawings about a series of 5 elements. You see, air, earth, water, fire, life, right? The five fundamental elements. First basic law of magic mechanics.
Right. Yes, of course.
See, the way I see it, those elements must have come from somewhere, right? First, dragons. Huge dragons, practically overflowing with elemental power. We're not talking small fries here. Now, get this. First dragons, I suspect, were like a gazillion feet tall, made from primal elemental magic.
I mean, it makes sense given the histories that we know. There's also the Titans.
Ah, you know the Titans. Good. I'm speaking to someone on my level. So then you see, over time, she kind of gestures towards the diagram as it shows this chart of what looks to be time in periods of thousands of years, and eventually these sort of silhouettes of dragons seem to get smaller and smaller and smaller. See, then over time their descendants became smaller and smaller and smaller, became the dragons we know today, and that's where they get their elemental affinity from.
Okay.
Fire magic, earth magic, air magic, water magic. We know the 4 primordial dragons that may have existed way back in the day. So, reason stands that there may be a fifth dragon of life magic. I'll get into that later. Now, and she begins this whole kind of rambling presentation. It seems she very much enjoys this subject. Now, difference between modern dragons and the first dragons. The first dragons could absorb and create magic, ley line magic specifically. It was in their genes. They ate magic, consumed it. She kind of holds up one of the small wrapped up chocolates, like candy. They needed it to live and grow. And as they ate magic, they could take on aspects of that magic. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. You are what you eat.
Indeed. See, modern dragons can't do that. They can't absorb, create, or destroy ley line magic. That gene's become dormant and vestigial.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily know about that. We had combat and we killed a white dragon that had been absorbing ley line energy not too long ago.
She gives you a perplexed look.
Muska, points up. Did you not see the, big old dragon head when you came in?
What, Melanis?
And then his son. Have you not heard about us killing the giant fucking ice dragon?
Well, yeah, but I thought that was an oddity.
I mean, you're the scientist. Would not an oddity be something to take note of?
Well, of course, but clearly somehow that dormant gene must have gotten unlocked somehow.
Well, all I am saying is that there's an example to disprove what you have said. I'm not the magic person, so.
Well, I'm educated enough to realise when I am wrong, so I will look into that. Kind of scrunches her face for a moment, and then takes some notes behind her back for a moment, just kind of scribbling them down on the screen. It should be right. Look, regardless, studies for another time. See, I hypothesise in my studies that the astral filament and the first dragons are totally connected. I've researched the filament and the magical ecosystem extensively. Astral magic, the filament, the ley lines, all of it. It's all one finely balanced ecosystem. But no one has ever found what that balancing catalyst is. I mean, something's got to keep it balanced and regulated.
Her name was Astra.
Excuse me?
The catalyst. Her name was Astria.
Right. And how educated are you in draconic arcanology?
Well, I don't necessarily need education when you meet the dragon.
Okay, she kind of seems stumped for a moment. Fascinating. You're telling me that you've spoken to this catalyst, this Astria?
Mm-hmm.
And it writes a few more notes down. Well, that's
Bella peeks at her notes.
that's it's very much akin to like doctor's notes in the way it's transcribed.
Chicken
It's,
scratch draconic.
Yeah.
Not draconic, demonic.
Where you look back later like, wait, what the fuck did I write? Sacrificing speed for legibility.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, her name was Astria. She had been around for quite a long time.
This is the first time hearing about it.
Well, not many people had heard about much. She liked to stay hidden. She had enemies.
What enemies?
Well, you know, you had dragons of life, yes? Then that must mean that you have dragons of death.
But death isn't one of the fundamental elements.
You are correct. That doesn't mean that it does not exist. Things can be twisted, changed into something more, or less.
I'm gonna have to wait for some studies on that before I make an educated decision.
I mean, that's fine. You do what you'd want to. Liska pulls out the crystal that she got from Astria, like, shows it to her, and then puts it back in her bag.
What was that?
Studies.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to let me study that for a moment?
No, it has a lot of sentimental value. It is not something that is necessarily,
Maybe a partnership?
a partnership? In what way?
Study partners, maybe?
I don't really need to know about it. I spoke to the dragon that it came from.
Well, I'll be happy to work with you, perhaps gain some insights onto your apparent knowledge. Look, I just really want to see that crystal, alright? It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. But it is also something that is in my care. So, I'm sorry. I will not be able to.
As she kind of sighs, Scrappy waddles over to a nearby tanning rack. And,
But, at least you will be able to now understand that, fuck, what was I just about to say?
I don't know,
But
what
at
were
least-
you about to say?
At least you now have evidence to prove that, what I was saying is true. Or at least far, far more likely than you initially anticipated when I said it first. Because it seemed like you just were dismissing me.
okay, well maybe I was wrong. She says, through gritted teeth and a bit of a pout.
She is only 6 years old. Liska is literally like double digits times more older than she is. And she's dealing with a kid. Like, yes, I like to think that you were. But, again, as you're saying, have you heard of the dragon Noctis?
I don't believe I have.
He was a night dragon. Was eventually
Right.
killed and brought back, twisted and evil by Umbris. Some people call him Ribs.
I was midway through a drink, you asshole. You can't blindside me with my ribs.
God damn it.
The best part is that with a straight face, Maribs could quite easily become a canonical name for Umbris, just passed down in the annals of like studious knowledge.
If it isn't, we'll make it.
Yeah.
We're throwing a lot of names around. and I'm not sure. It's a lot of information you're throwing at me.
Well, you seem like the type that can absorb it.
You say this as she sort of, I mean, without even looking, just jotting down notes and scratchings on the illusory screen.
But yes,
This
Ribs and Umbris, same name. But yes, was killed and resurrected by Noctis. And right now, Noctis is trying to destroy the world and the ley lines, and we're trying to stop it. It is just a big, huge thing. Being a hero, you know. She kind of like nudges Vellum, like fucking being a hero, am I right?
I'm just trying to figure out how to.
Oh, by the way, I am Liska Aluma, and this is Vellum Hudbridge.
Bridge, yeah. We're with the Malin Security Council.
You watch as Scrappy's large kind of golem hand reaches out, shakes both of yours, and Teamy says, "Teamy, all-timey, Gardamancer extraordinaire, star student at the Polymath College Academy of Enchantment, and pioneer of draconic arcanology."
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to respond to all that information you've just dumped on her.
You're welcome. How does it
Here,
feel,
enjoy
Jenny?
plot. Now it's your turn to get bamboozled.
Yeah. How do you like information dumps?
Because right now, only like in this room, only you two know about any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just a pair of crazy people walking in.
And she.
But we've given evidence to. We've shown some evidence. It's like, holy shit, maybe they actually are. Like they actually do know stuff.
Yeah, and initially you gathered she was very sort of dismissive of you, but then you kind of pulled out that strange, glowing sort of that strange glowing crystal. So now that you kind of look at it, it looks very kind of similar to the sort of blue crystals around Scrappy's joints, if you will.
Well, from what I remember, Astria was the one that like created the ley lines, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the only one around.
Yep.
Like we'd not. I don't think that's public knowledge.
It was the so-called birthing star that created the ley lines, and then the burning star also created Astria to guard those ley lines.
That's what.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's go. Like so, as I said, Astria, she was the one. Well, she didn't create ley lines, but she was born from them. Have you? We've come across a lot of information hidden in deep, dark depths. So I don't know how much information there is in the meaning of doubt. I came from Torment, obviously, but what you seem to be the kind of premier dragon person. Do you like what all do you know about the origin of the dragons and things of that nature?
Well, from what's been studied, the dragons came from the primordial dragons, and we.
No, I mean, where did the primordial dragons come from?
From what we can guess, primordial dragons must have come from the elemental titans, due to the whole elemental nature and all. The elemental
Does that check out with the? Oh, sorry. Does that check out with the stained glass that we saw?
It seems to generally confirm that, yes. This seems to be sort of both you and Teamy probably finding this out through different means.
Yeah. Well, this is just trying to find like a scope of, okay, what's a reference point that we can, like what's a reference point we can start from? Yeah, and hold on, I'm actually looking back at the stained glass. Okay, so yeah, the birthing star plunged into the world, splitting the darkened skies in its wake. It spreads crystal roots like weeds deep beneath the surface, granting life to the lands. And 4 avatars rose up from the lands, and those are the elemental titans. Four primordial dragon. Wait, does it say where the dragons came from? Looking at old notes that Jana wrote. Looking at that old lore. So yeah, it just mentions the titans and then immediately follows with the dragons. So yeah, I guess the dragons came after the titans. Yeah, cool, fun stuff. So yeah, he's gonna be like, yep, that checks. we saw like a huge prophecy about it, and it makes sense.
I would love to pick your brain about all of this.
You probably want to actually pick the brain of one of my friends. I'm not the kind that remembers this sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm more of a live in the moment kind of guy.
Yeah. Sal, you should probably talk to, but me, not so much.
You can maybe direct one of your friends who knows more about this down to me. I would love to take some notes.
We are in a city very far away. We just are visiting today with the ley lines. Not the ley lines, the waystones, the nexus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, is there like, maybe I can answer some questions? Like, is there something you want to know, or?
I've been hearing a lot about this hammer strike. Are you anything to do with that?
Oh yeah, that's us too.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh. Well, you've been doing some good work. The Arcane Council's taken note. Although you might want to stay away from them. They're a bit stodgy.
Well, I don't think I'll be going to Ragnarok anytime soon, so it's fine.
Well, if you want any more questions about magic, about the ley lines, about the actual filament, I'm your girl.
Right. Well, if you can, look for more evidence on Noctis, Astria, Umbra, Stormal Ribs, and yeah, now you have something to go on. And I tell you what, will you, and Liska like pulls out the Astria crystal again. Is there, if you can hold it, but do not do anything to it that may damage it. Is that understood?
Eyebrows raise for a moment. Her already magnified eyes are enlarged tenfold. Are you sure you're trusting me with this thing?
Well, if you try to do anything bad, I will kill you. I'm just kidding, but don't.
No, there she is.
And she hands over the crystal. And she holds out the crystal. It's up to Teamy if she wants to take it after that. Threat, not threat.
Threatening the child's not really a good look.
Not really kosher.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
She kind of gives you an awkward look, and you watch as Scruffy's enormous sort of metallic stone hand kind of comes up and kind of grabs it, and surprisingly
Well,
delicate.
Liska like, I was gonna say like Liska like holds it back. It's like, no, this is something that you have to handle, not the golem.
All right, Scrappy, I'll do it. She kind of whips her hand around, and you watch a large compared to her, a mage hand kind of drift around, sort of delicately kind of take it from your grasp. I'll have to see how this fits into the magical ecosystem. See the magical ecosystem. It's like our bodies. The filament is like the skin. Keeps out all the nasty stuff, right? She says as she kind of continually examining this crystal, completely fixated, fascinated by it. See the ley lines, like blood vessels. Magic is the lifeblood of the world. You get on what I'm trying to say here?
Makes sense given what we've been told.
See, we've all got that little spark of magic in us. We have to exercise it like an atrophied muscle to cast spells. Whenever a creature's born in the world, they're born with that spark. No ley lines, no magic, no spark, no life. And Scrappy kind of takes that piece of leather from the tanning rack he kind of walked over to earlier, and waddles back, stretches it out as far as it'll go. Of course, when you've got like too much magic focused in one place in that filament, like a needle or a knife, what do you think happens?
Blows up.
Not quite. Has one of you got a sword on you?
Depends what you want.
Yeah, what do you want to do with it?
Just poke a hole through this. You kind of Scrappy holds up the tightly stretched leather.
Oh, it's just takes out some blade, and then puts it away.
And you watch as the remnants of the sort of radiant energy sort of begin to tear away at the leather, and you watch as it eventually snaps. See, and it's at that point, Timmy kind of gives you Relum the finger guns. See, now you're catching on. Goes right through, doesn't it?
Okay.
However,
So, like he is like trying to keep up the pace, but again, magic stuff is mostly.
Yeah, talking to the two fighters.
yeah.
It's like,
Also, I love that Vellum pulled out what is essentially an artifact. Not only got no notice, but also just to poke a hole into a piece of leather.
yeah, it's either that or the dragon slaying sword. It's like
Yeah,
two
the
extremely
literal
rare
prize
weapons.
of yearly tournament.
Yeah. Let's just like, okay, so if it builds up too much in one area, it pokes through.
exactly.
Makes it snap.
But what pokes through? Just the magic?
Well, if you build up too much magic in one place, pokes a hole through the filament like a knife, and enables all the other nasty stuff to get through. However, if you deliver a force spread across a wide area, what do you think happens then?
A bigger hole?
Not quite. See, the filament will bruise, but it will heal over time. It's like spreading your weight over a bed of nails versus spreading your weight over a single nail.
It's like looks at Val. I'm like, have you slept on a bed of nails before?
Oh. I think I saw that maybe the circle. Why would you lay on a bed of nails?
Timmy just sighs.
Really sent the wrong people for this job, huh?
It's a little bit. So
well, we're here now.
yeah. So what? So if it
At least Grunk is not there.
yeah. So if it pokes through, what does that mean? Like what happens when it pokes through?
Well, what happens when you poke a nail through your skin? You get infections, you bleed, but eventually it will heal. But if you, say, stick an arrow through your gut, or a sword, it'll take a long time to heal, wouldn't it?
Unless you have magic.
Unless you got magic.
Is there like a magic healing for this?
Well, can magic heal magic itself? I don't think it typically doesn't work like that.
Oh no, Astria seems what she was meant to do.
See, that's what I was thinking with this catalyst. I believe that's what her job was. If what you're saying is true.
Yeah, well, she has passed on, so.
Well, that's a bit worrying. See, my theory was that this fifth element repairs the filament over time, even when it gets pierced.
God damn it, are we in the Fifth Element movie? Son of a bitch!
I don't got fire. Quick, grab Grunk.
You see,
Sorry.
without that fifth element, life, to keep everything regulated over time, everything will just spiral out of control. Too many pinpricks in the filament, and it will sunder. It's like taking out someone's liver. You need your liver to cleanse a bunch of grody toxins in your blood, right?
Well, all I know is that if you take someone's liver out, they die. So, sure.
I mean, if you take anyone's anything, you'll probably die.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, you...
I'm sorry, Jenna. This is just natural reactions.
Yeah. She's trying
Like
her
using
best.
metaphors for people who are very like literal and practical. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you take someone's organ out, they die. And Liska's just like, yeah, that's how it works. Like,
Yeah. Look. Life cleanses all the corrupt magic from the world. All that good healing energy. And I'm sure that's what keeps the magical ecosystem balanced. I'm not crazy in all this, right?
oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you need like life needs life to live. No. It's like
People
yeah.
die when they're
it-
killed.
yeah, you need. Yeah, you like. I mean, that makes sense. You have like the people who, like, you have the leopards who eat the deer, and then the leopards die, and they become the grass that the deer eats. Like, it's a circle of life. It consumes us all.
Sort of, yeah. So what I've been positing, as she kind of examines the crystal, is that somewhere out there, what you're saying is true. This Astria is this big old primordial dragon of life, sucking up all the corrupt magic that finds its way into the magical ecosystem of the world. I suppose that was your crash course on the basic foundations of draconic arcanology.
Yes, very illuminating. Have you been able to find anything out about the crystal?
What, just now?
Yes, we're about to leave.
Give me a moment. He kind of takes it back towards the shop and kind of gives it a close examination. Takes out a sort of a large eyepiece. Kind of affixes it to her goggles, and you watch very much Spy Kids style. You watch lenses.
I was just about to look up that gif.
Yeah. Do. And about 2 minutes go by where you're sort of idly twiddling your thumbs, thinking, what on earth is she doing? Before you actually hear, good grief. And
Yeah, Liska would have followed her, by the way.
Yeah.
She wants to keep within, like, range of the crystals. Like, what is it?
I would like to study this a lot further. This has some implications.
Like what?
It could rewrite the entirety of Draconic Arcanology.
Well, nice, but like what?
You might not be as crazy as I thought.
Well, I know that.
You mean like she's on your level?
Like, remember, you're talking to someone on your level. But... but... yeah. Like, I mean, I've been telling you. Astria, Noctis, the ribs, like... some people call them numbers.
This has all the traces of primordial dragon blood. I mean, primordial dragon biology has been hypothetical at best, but this is confirmation. This is the utmost confirmation. I need to look at this more, please. I will give you all the information that I get on this.
If you're worried, you can always stick it whether I'll wander off into town. As in things to look at.
Yeah, well, I imagine this probably will take more than a night.
Yeah, how long are you gonna need?
I'm gonna need a week's tops.
Yeah,
we cannot wait that long.
Yeah, we're only here now because of the wait on the Nexus. So yeah, a week's out of the question.
Can I just take a little bit?
Looks at Liska. I mean, technically it's hers, so.
Liska will take it back, and she will pull out a very tiny little, well, not tiny. She doesn't have any tiny weapons, but
Yeah, is it tiny for her or tiny for
yeah. She's going to go and get that chisel from earlier, and she's going to just like tink tink, like the tiniest sliver.
Which is a small priest cracks off.
And then hands it over to Teamy.
Thank you so much. I will. I'm not
Now,
leaving.
remember, and she like brings a hand up and points to Teamy, like in the face, like this is the last evidence of a dragon that had lived since before you were a memory. Show it the proper respect.
She's gonna guts for a moment and then kind of it's like it's
Yeah, Liska's doing like total mom voice, like
yeah. It's like holding on to she's holding on to the most delicate thing in the world right now, and she just kind of points over towards a corner, some sort of safe in the corner of the shop. Now, easy, Scrappy, easy. You watch as Scrappy sort of gingerly takes one step after the other, very, very slowly, and eventually settles Teamy down next to the safe, and Mage Hand sort of gingerly places it in the safe. She closes it, then and she gives you 2 thumbs up.
Right, now, obviously this goes without saying, but when you do find anything out, if you do, we're the first people you contact. Yeah?
Without a doubt.
Okay. how is, I guess with that out of the way, how has Ragnarok been? Anything happened recently? I've been gone for a few decades.
Well, I've been hearing about some dragon activity around the shattered coast, shattered shore.
Good dragon, bad dragon?
Not quite sure yet. We've got some explorers on the case.
Okay, well. Okay. Well, hopefully things will be alright. I'm sure if anything is an issue, they'll probably will contact the Hunter's Keep. But
Well, with no doubt. See, Savant's Prospect, the Polymath College, and the Druvenholme Lodge, we go way back.
well, I just know the kind of havoc that dragons can do, particularly in Ragnarok. So,
Without a doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, dragons are assholes.
Yes, they
Mostly.
are.
Not all of them.
Yeah, well, I haven't met a dragon face to face. That hasn't been.
Hopefully I'll get to do that one day.
I give it some time.
Yeah, you
You have a long life to live. Wait. Wait until you try to go interact with dragons.
Should that day ever come around and I'm not prepared, she kind of leans down and ting 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 against the domed head of Scrappy. Well, so I've got Scrappy to keep me protected.
Have you ever actually encountered a dragon?
Once.
Once. I have killed 3.
Oh,
Personally.
hell.
Well, with the last 2, yes.
3 dragons.
Give it... Yeah. Yes, 3 dragons.
Only very accomplished.
Yes. Well, the first one was when I was younger. It was... It was a thing. Something happened. I had to kill it. So... But yes, it is... Let's just say that a golem might not be the best form of protection. Understand?
Yeah, you probably want to get the hell out of there soon.
Kind of double taps the domed head on Scrappy, and you watch as it the entire dome seems to flicker out of existence as she kind of drops down into some sort of cockpit, and the dome flickers back on, and you hear sort of echoing, not even like this. Almost like this. It's sort of like there's
it's
almost
like
like a radio overlay, if you will.
Speaking through a closet, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go and like reach back, pull out her hammer, and just like tink, tink, tink on like very lightly, but I imagine it's very amplified inside the dome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like even this.
Well, I'll have to do some upgrades. You hear that, Scrappy? You hear Scrappy resonate.
Well, I don't think there was anything else. Let's go, sir.
No, not that I know of. So,
Alright, I'm starved. Let's go get something to eat.
alright.
I will keep you up to date when I can. Oh, actually, before you go, you kind of you watch as the enormous Scrappy just kind of lumbers over to one corner of the shop, and opens up some sort of chest, and kind of plucks the floating kind of fingers of Scrappy pluck out what look like these strange earpieces. You're not unfamiliar with them, but they almost look like made from impish technology. Very high tech.
Oh man.
Super small.
And what are these?
Just for me to keep in contact with you, see if I could find any developments with this crystal.
Okay. How many are there?
There are. Let's see, one for Timmy.
And we kind of only need 2 because it's like,
Yeah, it's
what are the chances we're going to be like in need of everyone?
yeah. 2.
Oh no, I was more asking if like it was one for her and then one for both of us,
It'll
Oh.
be.
or if it was just 2.
It's 2. One for her, one for whoever wishes to take it.
You want to take that list?
Sure.
You should
She puts it in her other ear.
we should be able to keep in contact with you from anywhere in the world.
Oh,
Andy.
wow, that's a lot better than the ones that we have.
Impish technology.
Probably harder to make and harder to distribute.
Right. And then she like swings it over to her other ear. She's like, I actually like this, asymmetrical. Alright, well, okay, if you happen to find any information, just send a message.
Of course. Just a note. The further away you will get from me, the arcane frequencies will typically be a bit crackly. It's a work in progress.
Well, we're about to be, and then she does some quick mental math, about 500 miles away tomorrow.
Oh, pfft. No issue.
Okay. Alright.
Right, lunch,
Yep.
and off they trot.
All right.
I wasn't meaning to hurry it along, but I don't want to
yeah.
make this just the Liska development.
Yeah. Timmy kind of waves you off as while in the golem machine, and you hear, "All right, Scrappy, time for some heavy lifting." And eventually, you make your way back up to the keep.
Now, Balth is back.
Yes,
Maybe Ongrin
let
things
us
can happen.
let us go over to Arngrim. What are you doing, Arngrim?
It's the past, so I imagine I'm smithing.
All right.
As we've established, breaks can happen, or at least end of the day time, unless you're doing non-stop always work with exhaustion.
Or
So
we could.
there is possibility for things to happen.
We could also, unless you have anything more to do.
We were in such a time crunch that yes, that's actually what happened.
Unless you have any other sort of important business within Druvenholme, we could simply.
For adamantine.
Okay, hunting for adamantine.
Looking for adamantine. I was gonna do some roleplay stuff with Liska and maybe have a spar.
Okay, right.
Not a spa, a spar, as in fighting. I'm making it a spa day.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I don't want to leave out about this entire bloody session.
yeah. I feel like those things wouldn't have a huge bearing
the-
on what would happen next. So we could
No,
just
Jackie had a little segment with Grunka,
Yeah.
but you were away during that time.
Yeah, I don't know how to work for that because in previous session
It was like
I'll have a schedule at the end, but you guys just continue to play. Don't worry about me.
time was wonky and could have approached it better. But I feel like the things that Liska and Vellum want to do don't impact future events. So I feel like we could sort of come back to that at a later time and go to when they'd be done with crafting and we'd be back.
Sure. Okay. In that instance, you finish up your day visit to Druvenholme. You make your way back to Druvenholme the next day, and this would be after Arngrim and Salyun have finished your presentation to the elders of the guild. So, as you all gradually, one by one, meet up outside of the Temple of Gundren. What would you like to do?
I forget, is this before or after the presentation?
This is after.
Okay. Well, that sure was a thing.
I'm sorry, I'm really... I don't know. With the timescale, I don't know when this is, but it's just...
Yeah, it's confusing.
I relate.
So
This is confusing.
you have all met up outside of the Temple of Gundrim. Arngrim and Saoyun, you've both finished your presentation of the mortar cannon. Liska and Vellum arrived back yesterday.
I didn't even know they were gone.
Yeah, they
Nope.
they went to.
Too wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know you were gone. I've just been smithing nonstop all day and night.
So, so yeah, can we, this dude just get wonky.
Yeah. I
How-
don't want to do that. Because it's really awkward. Just you find sort of way of wrapping up with them.
Like, can we
Because
just do like a couple of quick rolls, and then does Vellum have to RP with Liska in Druvenholme?
I mean, we can skip it. If it's going to cause that much issue, I'd rather skip it. Can make.
No, we're saying that
options for
skipping
later.
it is what's causing the issue.
Oh,
Skipping is causing an issue.
right.
An issue.
Okay.
I don't care if I don't play. It would be a bad time to jump into it because I have no idea what's going on, and it's not productive. I think you guys should really just finish your thread.
Yeah, we can, like, the shopping thing can be done with rolls after the fact. That's fine. But we can do, and again, the question: does the RP that you have in plan for Vellum and Liska, would that need to take place in Druvenholme, or can that be after they've returned?
Can be after they've returned.
Okay.
The reason I was thinking Druvenholme was because they were there and they had that arena that they spotted before, and it had a slight sort of, oh, we were back then and doing fighting thing. But it can easily just be done anywhere.
Yeah, it could be done outside in the courtyard.
Yeah. All right. So in that case, they do some shopping, which is taken care of, and then the night goes on, and they return back, and now they are back. Arngrim just finished his smithing with Sal. They have done the presentation, and the group comes back, and we are now like in cahoots
Yes.
because we have taken care of everything that needs to be taken care of. So Arngrim just finished, and Liska and Vellum come up and are like, all right, we're back. How'd the presentation go?
Well, I say it went better than expected.
Why does it not sound like you believe that?
We had some mishaps along the way when making it, and I feel like we could have done better.
Okay. Well, I mean, are they still interested at least?
Oh, they took it.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be mounting this baby on the silver hammer, just like that. Doing field test.
Oh, there he is. So, sorry, continue.
I'm just nervous about the
Say
mishap.
also wrap up books. What do you think? Did you see
Sorry,
them?
you are cutting in and out hardcore for me right now.
Oh no.
Is that happening for anyone else? Nope.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was being really.
Turning up to make start working again.
Oh, hey,
Is it
that's
better?
better.
There we go.
Yes.
You try turning it off and on again?
All right,
Annoyingly,
here I
it
am.
works.
Works 90% of the time.
90% of the time. Yeah, just reset it for it.
90% of the
You're
time,
supposed-
it works every time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. we'll be mounting this baby on the silver hammer and getting some live data. And do some testings with it. It's not the most accurate thing, but
I
you
mean,
know,
it's,
if you wanna...
it's explosions. It doesn't need to be accurate, does it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I am worried about one thing. What if we run into a catastrophic failure?
That sounds bad.
Well, that's why we reinforce the barrel. If we do run into one, well, it explodes. And that's the same for your gun too.
That is what I'm worried about, because with my gun, explosion may or may not, you know, damage my face, maybe take a chunk out or something. This, so just slightly gestures to something with both her hands, as in wider. This is bigger. A lot bigger. What? We'll cross that
Listen,
bridge.
lass, I understand, but we worked very hard on this. And I also threw in a 5th tier spell to aid in this thing's fabrication. It's not likely to just fail like some scrap. And
I'm not worried about
it's
failure
to
like
make
that.
a cannon.
I'm not worried about a failure like that. I'm worried about if it gets damaged during use.
Well, all things take a bit of wear during use. That's what regular maintenance is for. If somebody is on top of my hammer, but not the actual hammer, you know what I mean, up on top of my hammer, and they're just beating the crap out of this, I think I have bigger concerns than firing it.
That is true, that is true. I might just be worried again for nothing.
Yeah, you do have that habit.
Well, it's good to cover all angles, all possibilities.
Gunpowder included, as we learned in the Paul.
You blew up the good one?
Perhaps fair to say, just if it looks like it's damaged, don't shoot it.
You give people a lot of credit.
Anyway, project went well. They signed up for it, and finally we can get some rest.
Yeah, it looks like you two,
It's
yeah.
been a hellish 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sal, I found your nuts.
Excuse me?
Big old bag of nut for you.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
I didn't realize it was Mr. Greymind.
God, I need to compose myself.
Vladimir, who's been kind of holding Vellum's hand this entire time, said, "What is so funny?"
I know. She just wanted a snack from us for doing this whole thing, and I kind of wandered off and kind of forgot about it. But then I remembered, and I got her some nuts because she wanted some nuts snacks.
It's wordplay, Vadi. It's there's like metal nuts that we use for making things, and then there's food nuts. It's that sort of thing.
And there's nut nuts for making things too.
What?
That wasn't set in character, by the way.
Thank you. I did not want to have to try and work around it.
God damn it.
If anybody would know, it would be her.
Fucking.
Quote and unquote, her.
Wow.
This is why we
She might
can't
have
stream on
bastards, who knows?
Twitch.
This is why we can't have space.
You can have, of course, yes.
Oh. Anyway, back to the RP.
Try and take it easy. Too. Your lamp's got 2 spouts for some reason, and you're just burning both ends. You end up just
Listen.
empty inside.
I've got a fire in my belly right now. I've got to
You
keep
want-
smithing.
You want some water?
No,
You sure?
fire water.
Oh, that reminds me. Granka, you want to tell the others?
Oh, yeah. Is there like a torch nearby? Or anything?
There's a large brazier nearby.
He'll slap the fire in your belly.
Oh, okay. Grunka snaps
Yeah,
his finger.
Grunka puts out the fire in Argrim's
It's
belly.
like, oh, I don't feel
Yeah.
like it anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
Grunka.
just nice ice cream.
Yeah,
Like
Grunka
them.
kind of snaps his finger and the fire goes out.
But you know magic now.
Yeah. I think I can like do things with fire now. I had a bad dream, and I slapped some fire, and now I can do this.
So you had a bad dream, and now you can do more stuff with fire than you could before?
Yeah.
We missed a
Does this
lot
have-
going to do now.
Yeah, does this have to do a lot with... And she like points to the gem on Grunka's chest.
Oh, that's Grunka. Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Yeah,
will it...
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had like a held a talk with Andreas, and he kind of like told me some stuff. It wasn't really important, and then kind of fire in my room. I woke up and like the whole bed in the room was like scorched because I guess I was on fire. I don't really know. And then the fire like ignited in the fireplace, and then got really rowdy, so I slapped it, and then I could control it.
Okay. Are you going to have to sleep outside the tent from now on?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't really know yet. It haven't happened again, but if I start smoking, just toss me out, okay?
Yeah,
Toss the goblin.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll be fine. I slept outside before.
Are you sure you're okay, Grunka?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I feel a little warm, but I got used to that before. And yeah, I'm honestly a little. I'm more worried about Webby because like he got pretty scared, and I'm afraid. Yeah, and I'm afraid to like if I ever just kind of combusts again.
Fried spider.
Yeah.
figure something.
Yeah, maybe we can like give him like some socks or something. I don't know.
Well, we did just learn that these, and Liska pulls out whatever because it's like if you put them in armor, it gives people resistance to fire.
Yeah, we could knock some at Tiny up for Webby.
Yeah.
I just also meant more for all of us, but yes, tiny spider armor works.
Yeah, I mean he's still a very growing boy, so maybe it's a bit early, but I don't know.
Adjustable straps.
I need to do some testing, fiddle with it, so we'll see what its capabilities and limits are.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of magic, Angrim.
Aye.
Hi, hello. So, I had a question. You can make things. Yeah. Can you make things mythical? Like a weapon?
That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
There's certain things that I can temporarily imbue powers to, though I might be able to reforge something and make it magical.
Oh, okay. I kind of wanted to see something more permanent.
It's very difficult to make a
Yeah.
permanent magical item.
Yeah.
Though I do have the ability to do some things with my rune, and they're quite permanent. Like,
With runes, you say?
yes. Like, I can make, things. Here, look at these.
Oh.
And he's gonna hold out, pull from his bag, his new tools.
Mm. Oh, neat.
And in the same way, I can do it with, I can make the runes for a bag of holding, and then put that on something, and now you have a bag of holding. So it's possible. It's just, it's very difficult.
Okay. Yeah, because Grunka kind of put hammer holding, that'd be great. Could put a lot of hammers in the hammer, it's genius. So Grunka's gonna like ruffle around a little bit in this bag of holding. He's gonna take out his Malcolm Great Axe. And he's gonna be like, yeah, I kinda wanna use this more, but I have things that are just struggle better. Because, this is just Malm, even though it's great, it's not like magical or anything. Actually, I don't know, maybe you can't do things with this because it's not metal. Does it have to be metal?
Lad, I'm a dwarf.
Hello.
Just rests a hand on his shoulder. I'm a natural born mason, you see.
Oh, I mean, I don't think you can chip this, but actually, that can probably be a problem. I use magic, actually.
His nostrils flare. Is that a challenge?
I mean, you could try. Look, you can't
He holds
reach.
his hand out.
Yeah, Grunka reach over the. Yeah, Grunka reach over the Malmax.
For what?
Oh. You might not have seen it too much, but when you get it, you hold it in your hand, and it's like it's a battle axe, And but you look at it and you feel like that's not metal. The head is made out of stone, but you don't really recognize what kind of stone that is. And when you look a bit closer on it, you see that the stone looks like it's kind of been melted and then shaped into the shape of the axe, and it has like kind of like flint edge on it, but yeah, it looks kind of like it was solid rock at some point, and then it kind of been melted and shaped into the shape of this axe head. Yeah, it's
Quite interesting.
yeah, we can't have those down there, but yeah, it's very hard.
What was the handle also made out of like mushroom fibers?
Yeah, it's like a.
I thought you were going to say a different rock.
Oh no, nah.
It is very deeply to mash one rock into another rock and then make it a weapon.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's kind of like wood, but it's like wood, but that wouldn't have any bark or any sort of like what are they called? Like when a branch grow out of the tree.
Twig?
No, not that. Like if you have a log.
Limb,
Yeah.
branch.
An eye hole.
Yeah, like the eye hole.
yeah.
Not. Yeah, it doesn't have any of those. It's just a straight like thing.
Does not.
Why does it have any advantage?
That's still a pretty high roll.
Yeah,
It is a very high roll.
25.
Still an 18.
So what's Angrim currently doing to that Malm axe?
Destroying it.
You don't know what it is. Mason's tool proficiency check to understand the stone.
Ah, right,
Stone.
yeah. That's
So you do have advantage with rock stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, dwarven stone cunning.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's
Finally!
You finally get to use it.
On an axe.
I haven't used it since I had to get through that door in session 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God, that was so
you
long
know,
ago.
you know exactly what this is.
You don't know what it is. Yes, I do.
Oh,
Fuck you, I'm a dwarf, I know.
I have a degree in geography.
geography.
I did study for 12 years in the mines to be told I don't know.
Is that what they call it? Study.
Yeah,
Studying in the mines. Yeah.
Oh,
studying
okay.
in the mines. My degree in mineralogy.
Public school. Public school then.
Yeah, public.
Go to the
public education,
mines.
yeah.
Made some call.
The mines were our
It's
public
field
school.
trips.
Yeah.
Stone
Yes, tell us
college
what this
trips.
is, Jim.
I even have my diploma. Holds up the pickaxe.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
There's a little certificate on it.
yeah, this is indeed malm. It's a kind of stone that's simply been melted and sort of reshaped from molten magma into.
Not quite, Jenner.
Sorry.
Not quite.
Oh yes, because you are the author on the lore of your people. So go ahead.
Okay. So, what you realized is that you remember at one time when you went very, very deep, a bit too deep, you found strange holes in rocks. You didn't quite know what that was, and the only thing you found nearby was a couple of slugs and a couple of other insects. But you remember that the inside of those holes were exactly like this axe, melted and shapen.
So, with my understanding of this stone and its properties, would that be the implication that this thing was like melted and shaped around the slugs?
Yes.
Was it that? So, it seems like this is an organically grown stone.
It's not necessarily organically grown. It's more that from you just have like this kind of like mind palace moment where you just realize that slugs don't have any shells. They would probably want protection. These slugs have a slime that is extremely corrosive and can burrow into rocks and make nests inside of the rocks. And the stone that their slime have touched becomes incredibly hard and kind of condensed.
So it's made from slugs or snails.
Slugs.
Puppy dog tails.
Yeah, it's a kind of slug. Essentially it's a piece of rock that's been that had a bunch of slugs crawl over it.
So it's basically like slugs crawl over it and condense it into granite.
A bit harder than that, but yeah.
With
It's
the nat
kinda-
20 and Grunka's explanation, now understands what malm is.
Yeah, it's
Be
essentially
useful for fabricate.
It's essentially a stone that's about as hard as steel is.
Nice.
Yeah, so you see, we kind of like we have like almost like what do you call them, like druids, I guess. They're also kind of like what you call blacksmiths, but it's not really any like suit or anything. So they kind of like they make tools and other weapons and stuff, and then they have like a kind of a symbiotic like relationship with the slugs. So you know they talk to them and like stuff like that, and they help each other, and the slugs kind of like make this stone tool that normally would you know probably would last very long into something that lasts for like ever. in order, and they get like they get fed and protected from
So
stuff.
while you're talking, Arngrim's eyes are flicking between looking at you and the axe. He's kind of holding up, he's twisting around. He's just got it underneath his nose by his mustache, just sniffing it and going along. And he's just incredibly analyzing this thing to an extreme intent. And every once in a while there's a, like, yeah, as he's looking at you in this.
Yeah. So like the thing is that like it is a bit special because I kind of got it from my teacher, but I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit bad about not using it because like it's a good weapon, but it's still like the equivalent of just a normal axe when you think about it. While I have like other things like the hammer, which is got some weird magic stuff with it that makes it hit harder.
Yeah, that's tricky. You can't really make it that magical without making it a thing. What do you think on it?
Can work with this.
Yeah. It's just kind of like an idea. Just kind of like, it would be nice. If you don't really, if you don't figure something out, then that's fine. I have other stuff to use. It was just a thought that I had. Because I know you do stuff, weapons, and other things.
Will you leave this and test with me for a while?
Sure. I mean, it's not really gonna break. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the handle could break. Yeah, and I mean, I trust you to not break it. So yeah, sure. You can keep it for a little while.
Alright. I will have this. I will do something to make this magical. What would you like me to do to it? I could just heftier, a keener edge, something like that, or rather basic, or are you wanting something extra? It burns with the fire that matches your, well...
I mean, that would be neat. I guess, kind of like go with the theme. But yeah, I mean that would be fitting, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah. What else can you do with it?
To be honest, I don't know the extent of my limitation, but I can do runes. I was actually about to go make something that allows for incredibly precise movements. I'll spare you the details, but
Thanks.
if I this thing first before I work on your little tool here,
Yeah.
I would be able to potentially do significantly more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not really in a hurry, so you can do that. It's fine.
Think about the things you would like on it, and I'll find the room for it.
Okay. Is there like a, if there's like a, I don't know, like a catalog or something that I can kind of sift through, like kind of like with the tattoos? Because like I kind of don't really know what the scope of what this could be. So.
Do we have anything like that, Jenner? Or is this kind of seat of the pants deal?
Sorry, wait, hang on, what?
Hang on.
He's wanting to get benefits from applying runes onto the weapon. And I don't know exactly what the limitations of that are, because there isn't a link for like
Right. So, want to inscribe runes, sort of like rune crafting deal?
Yeah, he was going to do rune crafting basically.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have the recipe for it. If you want to make it like a simple +1, fairly basic, I would imagine perhaps a It's like a 600 gold isn't uncommon.
Well, it's not so much that we're necessarily looking exactly like that in cost at the moment, but we're curious if there's like, I suppose ideas for like restrictions.
I sent you something which might be a good idea, but I don't want to spoil it.
Right.
Have a look at it and just.
That'll be.
Because I just kind of thought like, because Grunka wouldn't know, and quite frankly, I wouldn't know what even would be possible to do to enhance this axe. So it's kind of like, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, well, tell me what you want with it. So I don't know what's possible. I don't know what I want. What can I want?
A classic would be a flame tongue.
Essentially doing a.
Yeah.
Because it's him.
So you wanted to do extra fire damage, yeah?
Maybe. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know what options I have. That's the whole thing here. I don't know what even options I have for this kind of stuff.
If I may make a recommendation, since we're roughly coming up to time anyway.
I think this is an after game.
Yeah.
Of that, Arngrim's just like, well, I'm sure there'll be stuff here in the Temple of God. How about we spend a bit in there, and we'll go over some of the runes. Read the orders?
Oh, no.
Well, I'll try and slip for you.
Oh, thanks.
We'll go over some of the runes and figure out what can be done, and what's feasible for your material and surface area.
Yeah.
And then we'll, honestly, I don't know fully, so we're gonna have to wing it a bit.
Yeah.
You know? But, I think...
wings.
I think we have potential.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to just work with it as difficulties come.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Just think on the stuff that you would like. If you didn't have to worry about restrictions, what would be fitting for a grunka like you to commission?
Okay. I'll have a think about it. Then I'll come back to you when I had the big thing.
Very good. I will let you know, my enchanting rates are quite steep. I'll require a lot of smoked cheese to do this.
Oh, okay. I can probably smoke some cheese.
Please don't smoke it with your own powers and burn it.
Oh. Okay. I'm sure I can find someone to do it.
If you can take that incredible cost, as he smirks, I'll be happy to make this for you.
Okay.
I'm likely gonna need some materials. It takes a lot of magic dust, so if you buy that, I can do it.
Okay. It sounds like a good thing.
Very good.
Yeah. Alright. Sounds... yeah.
Alright. So, as you make plans, this runic enchantment, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up for the evening?
I sent you that thing I plan to do.
Nothing you can squeeze in 10 minutes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got nothing currently, but I do have some ideas I want to brew a little on before I open up about them.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright then. So, as you all consider what you want to do for the foreseeable future here in Druvenholme, perhaps spending a few more days here as with Arngrim's planning in his head to to enchant Grunker's strange Marmax. We will, I suppose, leave it off there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a chill session.
I mean,
For you maybe.
well, we kind of needed an adjustment session. It wasn't smooth by any measure, but we needed to not be smooth before we go back into routine.
Yeah.
You're not the one who rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 wisdom checks under 10.
You did have one.
I
That was a 12.
I had one that was a 12,
It did.
and everything else was like under 5. But yes. And then I slapped the fire, it was all good.
Yeah. Just let that fire.
Possibly go.
Yeah, I think we probably did need that sort of adjustment session to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
And hey, you got some lore done back.
Yeah.
Alright. So, what I'm thinking for that sketch one shot is that we leave it off on a narrative note with us, with the party headed out of Druvenholme at some point, and then we can kind of switch over to that rat one shot. Sketch.
Yeah, you still recording, Jim?
Sorry?
Are you still recording?
I am going to stop recording in 3, 2, 1.